Yo, Forza Milan. Okay, let me see the comments here. First of all, how's everything doing? How's everyone doing? Sorry. Um, saw the game today. First of all, really disappointed. We were winning 2-0, and fuck it, we almost lost 3-2. I mean, what the fuck? But before we start talking about the game, let me share the link with other people. Let's see if anyone wants to join. Uh, by a really disappointing day. It's been hard to explain. So Pioli out, Jerry out. I mean, I honestly think people are underestimating what Pioli is doing. I honestly think if another coach comes in and is not as good as Pioli, we will lose more games. That's my opinion. To simplify it, I don't think Pioli is the greatest coach ever. I don't think he will. He should stay at Milan anymore. I think if he keeps going like this, he should just be replaced. But I think Pioli is hiding bigger problems here. To simplify it, so I think Pioli is doing his best. He's getting it wrong most of the time, and he's getting it wrong because the team is not good enough. And of course, he has problems. He's making mistakes. But when the team is not good enough, you make more mistakes. When the team is good, your good team covers your mistakes. Nathan is here as well. Probably Roy will join us in a bit. I gave him the link. Nathan, how are you, my man?
I could be doing a whole lot better, but I'm okay, I guess.
I mean, I feel like few of us were ready to experience a season like this.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm a bit really disappointed, but on the other side, I feel like I kind of knew things will go like this. So it's a bit weird to explain it. But Juventus is top of the table
Yeah, yeah.
moment,
We're not
and
we're not surprised. I think what you're looking for is we aren't surprised that this is happening, but all the same, it's still depressing that
oh yeah,
what we predicted is actually happening.
you know why? Because at the end of the day, when the team started well, which we have done every year
Yeah,
with Pure,
every year.
we've started well. So no matter the players, we started a season with Gabia. They played 8 games. Remember that season we finished second.
Yes.
We started a season without Benacer or without Kessi because he was injured for 2 weeks. I remember Krunic playing, and we started incredibly well. We won the league that season as well. So I'm not surprised when Pioli starts well in the first, 6-7 games. He's always done that. I knew the team will crumble October, November. We're not surprised about that. But because things were going well at the beginning, I was like hoping that I got it wrong for once on these things. Um, Unfortunately, we didn't get it wrong.
Well,
And
it was easy to see with the market. Like we bought players, and remember, I said this on the podcast as well too. I said our offense is going to have to carry us because our midfield, no one knows how to defend in the midfield. And in Serie A, everybody has tactics. Like this isn't the EPL or La Liga where you can get by with just bullshit. Like in Serie A, you have to know what you're doing.
yeah,
And if you have the tactical IQ of a fucking teaspoon, you're gonna be exposed a lot against all the teams, not just against the big teams, against all of the teams. And we're seeing it. We've seen it since Bologna. We called that.
yeah. I mean, our footballers are so inexperienced. Because as much as the coach does all the mistakes you want to say in the second half, which he did probably some mistakes, but not like major mistakes. At the end of the day, you as a footballer should hold on that 2-0.
Right. Like the players are the ones who have to. The coach can make tactical, you know, decisions, but the players are the first ones to know on the field if something's not going correctly. So they're the ones who need to do the micro adjustments and see like what they can do themselves. Pioli's not the one playing. So these players have to learn how to manage the game themselves as well.
Yeah, they need to start to learn how to manage the game. And unfortunately, we really don't hear what Pioli says and what during the game. So we don't really know if Pioli told them to calm down and stay, wait, don't expose yourself. I assume probably he didn't do that because he thought I'm 2-0, let's do the third, which is not, if you think about it, can look like, oh, it's not a bad idea. I think after all, it looked like a bad idea. But
Yeah, but it's not a bad idea for balanced teams.
yeah,
When
exactly.
you're Milan, even in the games where we win, you can see we don't actually have control of the game. We might have a lot of possession, but that's because we have a lot of possession with our defensive players. We don't have possession like in their half where we just sustain possession for like 5 minutes or so. Like we don't have players like that. So if you continue to play like how we do, you're gonna get countered and you're gonna be exposed. That's just the nature of how it works.
Yeah, yeah. Red John is gonna join as well in a second. Anyway, I saw the game until minute 66. So I'll be honest with you. What I was seeing until that point, I saw that the team was creating chances, but we were exposed. So I saw Lecce having an insane chance. When
Yeah.
Mike Magnan saved that, that was insane. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Uh, so I saw Lecce still having the energy to actually be dangerous against us, which was a bit like, why? We're 2-0. We should not allow Lecce to have a half chance. They should get frustrated and we should get these 3 points easily. It didn't happen. I go to the gym, I check my phone, it's 2-1. I start running 2-2, and I'm like, when I see the 3-2, I don't even know the goal is gonna get disallowed. I'm like, what the fuck?
Listen, they got screwed. They called them getting his foot stepped on. But man, come on, man. Do you know how many micro fouls there are throughout the game? Him getting his foot stepped on did not prevent us from defending in any way, shape, or form. Like
I,
that was a
I
ridiculous
don't,
call.
honestly, I don't care. I don't care about Lecce. Thank God we got the 1 point. At the end of the game,
Yeah, thank God, but man, they fucking they screwed them over. They really screwed them over.
I mean, what the fuck is going on with the defense? By the way, is he? Can you guys
Oh,
tell me what happened in
yeah,
that
I'll tell
last?
you. I'll
And
tell
the
you.
phone is here, by the way. Let me say it to John. How's it going? All good, bro. John, you're on mute. Yeah,
Hi guys, how you doing?
all good.
How's it going?
I mean,
I'm
going, man.
good. Just
Going.
just going home.
Oh, you're just going home. Okay, let me ask to Nathan to tell me a bit what was the game about, especially the last 30 minutes. What happened in the last 30 minutes?
The team lost complete control of the midfield. That's the problem. You lose midfield control, your defense is going to be put under a lot of pressure,
I'm sorry, but I
unnecessary
disagree.
pressure.
Listen, this is just the American way of just pointing something out. No, in the first 10 minutes, the whole team, the 11 players, were shit, including Mike. Enough with this, just putting some bullshit
One
and saying,
second,
"Oh, the midfield lost the control." What does that mean? Man?
Red John, a
Oh,
The
second, one
fact that
second.
you don't know what it means tells
I'm
me everything I need to know.
1 second. I'm a bit
all right,
confused. One
all
second,
right.
1 second. I'm a bit confused. Come back 1 second. Are you guys talking about the second half of from the beginning? Sorry.
Well, I thought we were talking about from the 60-minute and onward because
Okay,
that's
from
what
the
you
60
missed.
minutes. So, John, you're saying from the 60 minutes, the whole team was a disaster. Just I want to just clarify your two different point of views here. You can just say yes. Is what Rajon was saying, Nathan, that he thinks the whole team was a disaster at that point?
I mean, if we're talking in the same time frame, yes, because
Okay.
from top to bottom, there was no connection. But what links the offense and the defense? The midfield. So if you lose the midfield, you concede more chances. Like I don't understand how this is like a mystery.
Okay.
Even look at the thing that was posted in the group chat. Pioli said he lost the game.
Yeah.
So
He did say like yeah.
what I'm saying makes sense then. Like I don't understand what John was talking about.
No, no. I think you know what. Sometimes when the midfield is when you say the midfield lost the game or lost the control, of course it looks like the whole team lost control. But in my opinion, I'm kind of with you. If the midfield has the control of the game, everyone around the midfield will look better, and you will not suffer as much as you suffer. The moment the midfield loses a bit the control, all the team looks like is a mess.
Right.
So
Right. Exactly.
the mood of the midfield is important. So if the midfield is having a great game, the whole team will have a great game, unless you make a individual mistake and you pay for it.
Right. Right.
But I understand what your point here. But I want to hear Rajon as well, of course. Rajon is joining again. Um,
Yeah, because it sounded like he was talking about like the beginning of the game. I thought we were talking about where you had left off. So I'm kind of confused
yeah, I
as
was
to what.
when he says the first 10 minutes, I'm like, are we talking about the first 10 minutes of the second half of the beginning? Because the beginning, I saw the first half and plus, until the 66 minutes.
Right.
Uh, it was one of those tough games away against a lower team. So you trying to find the goal, so you will leave a bit of space. Is understandable. The moment you find those two goals and everything goes well for you, it looks like a great day. Everything is going perfectly. You should rearrange your setup a bit. You should be a bit more cautious, less bold.
And Larry, that's the point I keep making as well. We don't have players that, let's say, we were winning 2-0. We don't have players that when they get the ball, they can just be calm and keep possession. Like you don't always have to go forward.
Yeah. So let me see a second, because so people are saying third goal. Okay. So Andre Gibson is saying, Light, I can't take it anymore. I don't know. We consider a corner, not a midfield issue. And consider with the Musa Labs.
No,
Okay.
but see, on
But we are
Andre
not.
Gibson.
Yeah, we're not talking about the specific situation.
Yeah,
The overall, how the
yeah,
team was
right,
performing in that
right.
moment. You cannot concede the second goal. You win 2-1. Probably me and Nathan will be talking about that second half in the same way we're talking right now. So we can win that game 2-1 and still point these issues. We actually pointed these type of issues when we won games 1-0 or 2-0. Even the Bologna game, we won the Bologna game 2-0, and we pointed this issue. We pointed the fact that the midfield is not solid and it does not create filter in front of the defense, and all these other issues. Now, the way the opposition team creates a pressure on you and gets that corner and creates those situations that leads to goals, those are a midfield issue. That's what we are saying. Me and
And let's talk about the second goal, because we all know we are absolute garbage on set pieces. But let's look at that second situation. Musa is trying to dribble out from the back. Who in the midfield or in front of him came to support him to give him a passing lane because we know Musa isn't just trying to dribble like that.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
All
hear you
right.
now.
All right, then I got it fixed.
John, were you talking about the first 10 minutes or are you going from the 60-minute mark?
When?
When me and Laird were talking, because Laird he missed like from the 60-minute and onward. So I was talking from that phase of the game. But when you came on, you were talking about the first 10 minutes.
No, I was talking about the last 10 minutes of the game.
The last-
the 80th minute.
Yeah. We were a fucking disaster. We were definitely a
We
disaster.
there wasn't one department that was doing bad. The whole team was doing really
yeah,
bad.
but John, at that point we're 2-2 against Lecce. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. I mean, that is a mental issue. So basically, you feel like you lost the game, you lost the 3 point, so everything is a disaster. It's not even tactical anymore. Just the players fucked it up in sense of they lost the temper. So it's not. Yeah, that's not a tactical issue or midfield defense, whatever. That is just you lost it completely. And thank God we didn't concede. That goal.
I
point-
couldn't hear you guys on my way when I joined until now that I came home. But I don't know if you guys talked about this or not. I just don't understand the fact that why when you are winning 2-0, you start the match and you are still defending high. Still like, man, just manage the game and for 5 minutes. You don't have to attack anymore.
To be honest, we agree on the fact that we shouldn't always just attack. But John, that's the players that we bought. Reindeers just goes forward.
Nathan, I'm sorry.
John, come on, bro.
I'm sorry.
We
but
don't have players
Nathan,
who will just keep possession. We don't.
You are wrong, Nathan. Nathan, we did that against
But we don't see it.
PSG,
You tell me I'm wrong.
Against PSG,
bro,
we did that, man. We scored
against
the second
PSG.
goal.
Against PSG, they have a world class offense. Of course, we're not going to push hard like that, bro. We're playing against Lecce.
No,
it's not the same thing.
That's wrong, Nathan.
What? This is ridiculous.
I'm sorry, Nathan. Listen, you are wrong, Nathan. Because until we scored the second goal against PSG, we were playing offensively. We were not parking the bus. We parked the bus when we scored.
I didn't say we parked the bus.
Well,
you
said.
I really need to moderate this. I need to moderate this. So, John, what we did against PSG is kind of a natural. So, what happened? You are winning 2-1 against PSG. The players are humble enough to say it's PSG, so let's keep it. Let's be cautious.
Exactly.
Let's keep the concentration and the attention high, and let's cover the spaces. So it happened naturally. You don't even need a coach to tell you that. It's just common sense that you have as a footballer. Against Lecce, you're winning 2-0. Something goes in your head that you're like, okay, it's easy today. We're going to go the third one. And probably even Pioli thinks that as well. Pioli thinks let's go.
No, I understand that. I understand that. I could understand it.
You can blame.
But Dart, listen. It's not the problem that it's wrong for us to go in and try to score the third, fourth, and fifth goal. I'm not against that. What I'm against is the fact that after you are playing your 7th game every 3 days, and this is the last match before you go on the national teams, you are winning the first half 2-0, playing good. Why you start the second half trying to push everyone forward, and you are conceding counterattacks?
Okay, John, what I was talking about a state of mind that the players have. I'm not explaining. I'm not against your opinion. I actually agree with you. That's how I see football. For me, football is about, especially professional football, it's about scoring 2 goals and managing the game. You don't need to go 5-0. No one gives a shit about the 5-0. So I agree with you. We will always be on the same page on this. What I'm saying is that when you are in the pitch, the players didn't realize that because they are young. Whatever, you can add every variable about that. So they didn't actually kill the game with the tempo, slow down the tempo, keep the possession. They didn't do that. Now, the question is, they didn't do that because Pioli was telling them to keep going, or because they don't have the experience or the Serie A experience to understand that even with Lecce, you
just say tactical know-how. These guys have been playing since they were 6 years old. They should know this already.
There was a point before Lecce scored the first goal when you had the whole team trying to attack Lecce and there were only two players behind. And at that point, you can see Chukwueze telling the Reindeers, bro, chill,
Yeah.
bro. Why are you climbing this
Y-
forward?
Okay, so John,
Because
then you agree
no,
with
no,
what
no,
we're
no,
saying then?
no. But listen, Ethan, don't assume what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: that the players were moving forward because this was a tactical decision. And
No,
some
wait.
players, like Chukwueze, at that moment realized, dude, we don't have to attack. We are winning 2-0.
No,
It's a
wait a
60th
second. Wait
minute.
a second.
But
Why are we
Okay, no, no,
attacking?
no. Wait a second.
Relax,
Wait a
chill.
second. Wait a second. If Chukwueze is telling Rangers to chill out, calm down, it, in my opinion, probably means that Chukwueze knows that the tactical approach should be more cautious and more relaxed.
But
That's my
it
opinion.
cannot be that. But it cannot be that only Chukwueze knows it, but the other 10 players don't know it
Well, but you saw,
because
sorry, you
everyone
saw,
was
but
on
sometimes
top.
we know that sometimes Theo thinks with his ass. Sometimes we know that our players sometimes don't ever cold thinking. Sometimes. So I know, for example, for sure that Tomori sometimes gets those stupid yellow cards in the midfield because he wants to anticipate the striker and start a counter attack. I'm pretty sure that that is Tomori. It's not a tactical uh, recommendation of Pioli to always go for the anticipation of the striker. So that's what I'm saying. That sometimes our players are a bit dumb and they don't read the game properly and they don't understand that they should calm down and chill out. By the way, Rangers had a good first half and probably was in that state of mind like I want the second goal. I'm playing well. It's easy today for me. I'm going to attack. And I understand Chukwueze telling you calm down because you need to actually be tactical aware and stay in your position. Most of the time, you need to just fucking kill the tempo, slow down the game.
Exactly,
So,
but to me, this is something that comes from the coach. It cannot come from the players.
but,
If the coach is there saying, press high, stay
but
high,
how do
try
you
to score
know?
the third, but
So I
that
think
that
Pioli is an
because
Italian
it's,
coach,
it's
and
the
I don't believe
approach.
he's doing
It's the
that. I don't
approach.
think but I don't think Pioli is doing that at 2-0. I honestly don't think that. Or
But
maybe
then
Pioli is huh, go for it.
why are we pressing high then? Why
I don't know.
because this is the thing. Even though we conceded on a
Well, that
corner,
is a Pioli tactic, and we know
listen.
Pioli doesn't really have any other way to play.
Even though we conceded on a corner, Lecce had three counterattacks before the corner.
I know.
Clear counterattacks where they fucked up. Otherwise, they
Yeah,
would have scored. So at that moment, a coach, it doesn't matter what he had done up until that point. At that moment, the coach says, "Yo, defend lower.
how
Stop
do you
staying
know
on the
that the
midfield."
coach? But that's the point. How do you know that the coach hasn't told them that? Maybe the Pioli
That
told them calm down.
no, but that then if the coach tells the players to do something and the players don't do it, then the coach has lost the players, man. I
But,
refuse to believe that the players hate
but
Pioli, don't care
sometimes,
about Pioli
John,
anymore.
no, no. What I'm saying is that the coach tells them calm down, but the moment Reinders or another guy has the ball, sees space, and is tempted to go forward. He's tempted. It's about temptation sometimes. Your coach is told you 30 seconds before to kill the tempo, but you see a pattern of pass that you want to go forward because you think if I do that pass and we go forward, we score the third one. So it's something that is weird to explain or to understand unless you are in the pitch. And when the game finished, you as a player think how stupid I was. I should have just waste time, get those fouls, pass the ball to Tomori instead of passing it to Chukwueze. Instead of passing it to Giroud, I should have passed it to the right back. There is that small things that you don't listen or you are tempted to do, and you lose the game, and you find yourself always on a counter attack.
But
That's what I think. It's hard to
but that
explain.
but it cannot be because I understand what you're saying. You're saying that a player or another has that I don't know feeling in himself that things are doing good for him and therefore he wants to go forward and push for more. I understand that, but there it cannot be that 11 players have that. It cannot be.
Well,
Because
but
if
you don't
11
need.
players,
Sorry,
if 11 players go by feelings, then there's
no, no,
anarchy
no.
on the
Yeah,
I'll
but
tell
pitch.
you.
those
I'll tell you
players
what,
need to
John, I'll
need to
tell you what.
interpret what's happening on the
We
field
don't,
as well too.
Rejon, Rejon, you don't need 11 players. You need three players to have that situation because those three players will go with the pass that goes forward, and the other player has to make that run because you have to do your job. You have to give an option to your mate, even though you shouldn't be doing that, but you have to give them the option. He needs to be clever to don't pass you the ball, don't go forward and stay backward and pass the ball back and keep it. So what I'm saying, that the midfield sometimes decide the tempo. Let's say if Modric wants to kill the game and slow down the tempo, he can do that. Even though there is an option, Vinicius is making the run. That guy is
Yeah.
gonna be like, no, I'm not passing you the ball. I'm gonna
And
keep it.
Ancelotti isn't going to say a thing about it because he knows that these players know what they're doing. There's a
Ancelotti is gonna
tactic,
tell
and the
him,
players
don't
also
have
read what's going on.
guys. We do not have Modric in our
no, no, no,
team.
no. Modric, sorry,
have
Modric
Modric.
but Modric is an example to explain you how with with just one pass you slow down 3 minutes of game, or with
Sure.
one pass forward you accelerate 3 minutes of game because your mates
Yeah.
needs to go forward after you go for that pass. They need to help you and run forward to give you that option for the pass. So that's just an example, like an extreme example. So when you think about Pioli telling the players, Pioli should tell the players, I agree with you. But sometimes Pioli even telling the players to calm down, the players fuck it up sometimes. Now, I
Yeah,
don't
but
want to defend Pioli. I honestly think Pioli
no, no, I
gets fired.
understand, but the only problem that I have is this with what you're saying, that can be the case. But after you receive 3 or 4 counterattacks, and you see that they are being dangerous, but they haven't scored yet, you cannot keep on going the same because you saw the way we changed after they scored the second goal. After they scored the second goal, we didn't press high anymore. We were actually defending because we were scared that we were going to receive the third goal. So which one is it? Like it has to be one or the other. It cannot be that the players don't just do things based on their feelings, and the players now all of a sudden play more intact. Even though in the last 10 minutes there was nothing anymore. Like there was no tactics, nothing. And that I can
Well,
understand.
yeah, the last
But
10 minutes is because everything is hectic, so the players are
exactly, yeah.
just doing everything possible. But I
and
mean,
that's why and that's why I'm not judging the last 10 minutes, because the last 10 minutes I understand everything is out of the window. You play by feelings now because you feel scared, like you all the other things that come together. What I want to try to understand is from minute 45 until minute 80, why the fuck are we winning 2-0 and then still pressing high and leaving a lot of space behind? Why are we doing that? And I also don't understand why Pioli all of a sudden chose,
okay,
because
but John,
and also to more or less give you my point on this, why I think Pioli is this. Pioli, when Calabria gets injured, puts in Musa. And the reason why I guess he puts in Musa is because Musa is faster than Florenzi. Why do you need to put Musa?
Oh,
That he's
about the
fast.
Musa,
That he's
the
faster
Musa
and
one.
not Florenzi.
I'll tell
Because
you. I'll tell you what.
you still want to defend high, man.
I'll
That's the
tell you
reason
what
why.
about Musa, and hopefully any journalist asked him that question. I don't know if he gave an answer. I have to check that. I need to do some research. But what the only thing I will think about Musa instead of Florenzi is that probably Florenzi is not 100%. Probably has some muscle injury, injury, but fatigue, whatever. The guy is old. If he has an intense training session, probably will get fatigued. So
not only
maybe
that, but the last few
it's like
minutes,
Florenzi does not have more than 15 minutes. Maybe get injured.
John,
Weird
the
things.
last few
I don't know.
minutes, Florenzi was getting ate up too.
Yeah.
So
But
if he would have came in
Nathan,
from the start, it
Nathan, but
could. I'm not saying
in
it
the
would have
last
been. I'm
15
saying
minutes, everyone was getting cooked. Everyone,
yeah,
Dale,
but
Musa,
but
everyone.
at the same time though, I mean, if he came on, what he came on, what I can't remember what time he came on, but if he came on like that and played that bad for the few minutes that he was on, imagine if he came on that bad with 45 minutes instead. So it could have been worse. I'm not saying it would have been worse. I'm saying there was a possibility that it could have been worse.
So someone asked Pioli about why he put
Yeah.
Musa
he
and
said.
not Florenzi, and he said, I put Musa and not Florenzi because he was more suited to the level of pace and speed of the only Lecce player who would create difficulties for us in these situations.
Okay, so
So
the guy
basically,
on the no, sorry, the guy on the left wing of Lecce was quite fast, and he wanted a pacey
Yeah.
player. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's but you don't need a pacey player if you are just trying to control. There's a word in Italian which somehow I forgot right now, which is just to see the game out. What's the name for that, man? So you just manage the game. You just play 45 minutes because you have to play 45 minutes, but you slow the tempo down and you just let the game go, so to say. This is what we should have done. I forgot the Italian word for that, but it's gonna come.
I don't know. I don't know, man. But Roy is here. Maybe Roy remembers. Let me hear Roy's opinion. By the way, I didn't watch those 25 minutes.
Guys, give me a second. Give me a second.
So what the fuck are you joining if you want to? You need a second. Just don't join, man.
I'm watching the greatest arm wrestling match of
Yeah,
Oh, fuck
Devin
you.
is killing him. Devin is killing him. Devin is killing him.
Can you believe, man? I'm asking football information from these two guys.
Wow. Did you see that, Nathan?
Yeah, I did, Roy. Yeah,
you,
this.
you saw that arm, Nathan? You saw that arm
Hey,
going
hey.
down? Jesus Christ.
Sorry, we're not all international players like you. We have to get our entertainment from other things. Okay.
That's not entertainment, man. Arm wrestling not be
Like I cannot think of a more boring game. Like
Actually, no. You guys need to watch. This is as manly as it gets.
yeah.
guys, you have clean water in your fucking house. You cannot be at that level watching arm wrestling, man. Leave it to the third world, man, or fourth world.
I mean, he is battling someone from what? Where is he from? Russia? Can't remember where he's from.
Jesus.
Canada
Is he
versus
allowed
Russia.
It probably is the only sport the Russians are allowed to participate.
You might be right.
If you want to call it a sport. But anyway, yeah, unfortunately, I didn't watch the game. What purely replied to the fact that it didn't wait and kill the tempo instead of keep going and playing the offensive football. Did he reply to that? Did anyone ask him about that?
See, I don't know if anyone did because I didn't see the interview. But you can still be offensive while not overexposing yourself, and that comes down to player IQ.
The word came to me. It's gestire.
Okay. Manage.
Just manage him. You don't need to do anything with the ball. Just wait it
So
out.
you agree with us then, John, that our midfield needs to, instead of always going forward, to just slow it down, keep possession.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you agree then?
It's one of the few things that I have agreed with Dart ever since the dawn of times. That
so why are you just fighting with us then about this?
But because it's the root cause.
If you agree,
because
the root cause is Furlani and
the root cause, or what we end up seeing as the root cause, it's a different thing. For you, it's the players not being good. For me, it's actually the guy who is in charge who doesn't understand that, sometimes Juventus won 9 Scudettis only managing the game, not destroying everyone 10-0. They were the best team, absolutely, but by far. In Serie A, they would win games 1-0, 2-0, 1-0, 2-0, occasionally 3-0. This is how you win the games. You cannot go 100% every game. If you are winning 2-0 at Lecce, you don't need to win 10-0 because you can also lose. Because this is the thing is this, and also another thing. At some point, we will have to address, first of all, the injuries, because you cannot get injured every game. If you have noticed, especially in the last 4 games, every game we lose a player during the match due to muscular injuries. First of all, and second of all,
blame Pioli on that, because Pioli doesn't rotate properly. And when the players play every 3 days, you need to bring in your Primaveras for games like this.
And also, we have to learn how to defend the second balls in corners, because it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
We considered the same exact goal against the fucking PSG last 3 days ago. Like at some point, it becomes embarrassing. You keep on conceding the same goals every time.
Yeah, I mean, but we've always sucked ass on set pieces, which I mean,
Yeah,
clearly
but
they don't work on them in practice.
it's not that this is in our DNA. This is something that you have to work on.
Hey, trust me, man. We are on the same page. I promise. Pioli does not work on these in practice, and I mean, we know this.
Because this is the thing. This is where I disagree with you guys. I disagree with you guys in this. If the team is bad, I'm not saying this team is the best in the world. Don't get me wrong. I've never said it. I don't hold it. I still think Milan is not a team that is even close in challenging for the Champions League or anything like that.
What about
But
Scudetto?
if, for Scudetto, it should. It's for me. If we don't win the Scudetto this season, which how the Siddukan Bathat we say in Albania, it's not gonna be the case. If we don't win the Scudetto, it's a failed season, 100%. And I stayed true to this from the first day I've started watching football. You play football to win trophies. You don't play football to come fourth. For me, that has no meaning whatsoever. As a fan, I'm not the working at Milan's
You mean
fucking.
you're not part of financial FC Milan?
Exactly. I'm not there celebrating if we turned out in profit or not. I don't give a shit about that. What I want as a fan is to have the trophy in the end. And even though for years, not Laird actually, but Roy has said that Coppa Italias and Supercoppas are Mickey Mouse Cups, I want to win also
I say that
those.
as well. Well, you should.
Well, yeah,
No,
I agree
or
with you with
I
that as
want
well
to win
too.
those as well.
Count me on that, man. I don't like
Yeah.
those trophies.
Not
Yeah.
not like if I had the choice to either finish fourth or win a Coppa Italia, I would prefer to finish fourth. So that's why I call it a Mickey Mouse Cup. Like it's a
Yeah.
trophy that is a
John, hold on.
bonus.
Well, yeah, Roy. If we're in a situation where you got to sacrifice one, then of course it becomes a Mickey Mouse Cup.
Right.
But
So that's
And
the
for
that's the whole
Milan-
point.
I am more
but if
conflicted.
you're challenging for the
I
title,
am more conflicted on that. It's not
if you're
that
challenging for the title,
straightforward.
fourth place is already guaranteed. So you should want to win all the trophies.
But listen. I don't think it's that given. I understand that the Coppa Italia doesn't have the value, the financial value that the finishing top four has.
Even
It's
the
normal.
prestige, even the prestige as well.
No,
Or the
no,
prestige.
no,
I understand. I
it's not
understand all
about
that. But
that.
the thing
It's
is,
not
the
about
thing is here that people don't
Sure.
remember. Like I understand if you want to finish top four because you have a team that is gonna go and challenge for the Champions League, right? Like
Right.
Milan in 2007 or 6 or 5. But
I
when
would
you have
rather
a team,
try to fight for the Champions League than win a Coppa Italia. For me, the Champions League is like
I understand
an
that.
infinity
I understand
more
that,
important.
and it's reasonable. But the thing is, in 10 years, no one remembers if you're finished
So
fourth or not.
No,
But
wait.
you remember
Listen
how
to
many
me.
cups you won.
No,
You remember.
Rejon,
whatever.
You
Rejon.
remember.
But listen to me. If in the next 10 years we don't win the Coppa Italia, but we always participate in the Champions League, we are a much bigger club
For sure.
financially
I understand that.
in the pitch as
I
well.
understand that. No, I understand that 100%. This is why I say that for me it's not
So-
straightforward because it goes against my view of the thing. But I also understand that financially it's a lot better to participate in the Champions League. I'm not saying
in
that
the
it's a
last
bad
10
thing.
years, people in the last 10 years will remember Lazio and Roma winning the Coppa Italia, but Napoli being in Europe every fucking year for the last 10 years build a bigger team, a bigger club than both of them. So
Oh, yeah, sure.
that's why a Coppa Italia, people will count them at the end of the day and will say, Inter will say, I have 11, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But for me, Milan needs to be 10 years straight in Champions League. And that is the real trophy I need every fucking year. That is the first trophy we should win every year. After that, try to win the league. Of course, this team, I said in the beginning, is not built to win the league because that is at the level of a year ago. We'll finish top four. Hopefully, I really want that. And if Pioli
think
is
it's worse.
playing with my
I think it's worse than last year. Like,
no,
I don't
no,
think
it's
it's
the same
worse.
level,
Not
same
even
level.
close.
Larry,
It's the same
you
level.
know why it's worse? Because we have no midfield solidity. We're just like
What does the? I'm sorry, but what does that mean? Isn't it the same midfield that absolutely nullified PSG? Like, which one is it, man?
Okay,
No, 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 no.
let's
wait.
not
Let me-
say
no,
let's
no, I
not
want to
say
respond to that. I
nullified.
want to respond to that.
Nullify is a big
Cannot
word.
rely.
Right.
Hold on.
We destroyed
We cannot-
PSG on the midfield. That's how we
We
won
did.
the game.
Hold on, guys. Let me.
On the
Yeah,
midfield.
you're getting
Let me
closer.
respond.
Destroy is closer
Let
than
me
what I'm
respond.
thinking,
Yeah,
but
we
nullify
destroyed
is
them. I
another
agree
word.
with Ray John. We destroyed them. We 100% destroyed them. That was one of the best football wins I've seen in such a long time. But the reality of the matter is that we cannot rely on big Champions League nights at the San Siro with the stadium going fucking crazy for us every time. You have the Lecce of the situation. You have
For sure.
these games where the fans don't give you the same energy, where you're in these other stadiums where you don't have that privilege.
And you're away.
And also at home, the big games, the energy is not like the Champions League. So there is no solidity in the midfield in Serie A because we were built to carry the ball and play tiki-taka and play amazing football. And of course they totally left out the midfielders, the defensive integrity of the midfield. They left that part out. Saki was correct. They were presumptuous. These guys are arrogant, and this is what is going to fuck them this season.
I think. Sorry, Roy. I think arrogant is the wrong word because I honestly think they don't do it because they are arrogant. They just do it because they're inexperienced, or at least they don't understand that Serie A has a different dynamic from European football. So I would
Not
think
just that, but Spain and EPL. I mean, we got our
honestly-
players from Spain and EPL. This is a
Yeah.
completely different world for all of these players.
Dude, when I say that if PSG plays in Serie A, we'll lose that game against Lecce because they go forward. They don't manage the game. What Rajon was saying, they're used to go and score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they will lose a lot of games in Serie A. Serie A is built for people that have a football IQ that is different from other leagues.
Exactly.
And not that you are a better footballer or you're more clever. It's just different. You need to understand that it's a different thing. And Allegri knows that, and you see the results. Other midfielder that, for example, Inter has, they know because they are Serie A midfielders. They know how Serie A works. They know what does it mean to go and play against Le. And even them, they do mistakes and lose stupid games. So when Roy says they're arrogant, I think they're not arrogant. They just don't understand.
Naive,
No, but-
maybe
But,
naive.
listen, but
Use another word. I get you, I understand you, I agree with you, but yeah.
yeah, but Laird, when you say Allegri knows it, does Pioli not know it, or what's going on?
Pioli knows it, but the problem is that Pioli believes in a football that is offensive and aggressive and wants to dominate games. So that's what I
He
say.
doesn't have the
Guys,
he does
you
not have
think
the
that
players
comes
to
from
dominate
Allegri?
the games.
Hold on, you
anymore.
think that
Okay.
comes from Allegri?
No. You
Like,
say
that does not come from Allegri. That comes from a dynasty, and yet that comes from a lineage that Juve has always been like that. You don't know
Okay.
what it was.
so. He does not have the players to
Allegri is just an
dominate the game.
exaggerated example.
He does not have
and-
the players to dominate the game.
Neither does he have the tactics, by the way, because
But John, this is what we've been saying, bro. This is why we said the summer market was not good because
That's
we've
what we're
got
trying
players
to
that
say.
don't dominate the
No.
game.
These are not players
but
good enough
it
to
doesn't work
dominate
like
the
that.
game.
No, but
John,
it doesn't work
John,
like that, guys.
John, in August, John, I said
I
we're gonna
understand,
have
man,
to
but-
rely. No, listen. I said we're gonna have to rely on the offense to carry us through the games because the midfield is not going to dominate games.
Right.
The midfield did not lose you this game, my man. This game
Bro,
was lost because
Jeez.
again with the same
Okay.
thing. Again
It's not
with the same thing.
midfield lost the game.
Milan,
Sorry, John.
it's
It's
not.
not that the midfield didn't lose the game. It's that the way the team was built didn't allow Milan to do that.
I understand.
Milan
I
was not
understand this.
built
This is
to wait.
every
Milan was
time.
not built to
Every time we
dominate.
lose the game, we say the
Here's
same.
a question, John. Do you
When we win
understand
the
what I
game,
mean?
We
Do
don't
you
say the
understand
same.
what I mean when I say the midfield lost the game?
I
Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Nathan, I understand what you're saying.
Can you
Now, do
just
understand-
explain
do you understand-
what you think I mean by that? I
No,
generally
but
want to know what you mean. Like, I generally want to know if we're on the same page.
It's not us against.
Okay, Nathan.
Sorry, one
Now-
second. This is not us against Rajon. I think this is more like
Yeah.
a conversation. I just want to clarify with Rajon one thing. We've been saying these things even when Milan was winning. At the end of the game, Milan won 2-0. Me and Roy will come here and say, yeah, we had some individual brilliance. Pioli got right the approach, whatever. But at the end of the day, we gave a lot of spaces to the opposition. They created a lot of chances easily. And we were always worried the moment you get a more solid, more organized team, probably you will lose that game instead of winning it 2-0. We always say that.
Exactly.
This is something.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Since
And now,
Bologna.
now the smaller
Since
teams,
Bologna.
the smaller
Yes,
teams
since
are getting
Bologna was
more
the first
rhythm.
game, yeah.
You know,
So
the
it doesn't
smaller
matter
teams,
how good is the team, or sometimes if a team is solid and you are unlucky, you don't score those goals. I feel like this team will concede and will lose the games or will lose points. That's the reality. And when I criticized, if you don't have a team to dominate games, why you change so many players from the year before? The year before, the team was not built to dominate game, was built to get as many points possible and try to finish top 4. Now, what I'm asking and what I asked the entire summer is buy few players and improve that team that was a year ago. You got rid of Messias, Selemakers, Diaz, and whatever, all these guys, because they were not good enough to dominate the game. And you brought in players that are not good enough to dominate the game. So why you did this movement of players?
No, but
It
doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. You also, you also removed a shit ton of players, man. You removed Balotelli, you didn't hide it. Because this is the thing. The thing is that you saved 130 million as if 130 million is the amount we spent for one player. No, Real Madrid spent 100 million for one player. We spent 130 million.
Yeah, but we're saying spend 130 million on 4 players that are great quality instead of
No.
8
I need to stop with John there. So we removed Balotelli, but we didn't bring anyone in. We brought a guy.
I was thinking, like, objectively speaking, it was better when Balotelli was there.
But forget about it. Balotelli was out. A guy from Primavera comes in, so that money is not touched because you have to replace Balotelli. Second thing, Des goes out, garbage. Florenzi comes in from the injury. So again, in that position, he didn't actually spend any money. The defense should have been improved 12 months before. We didn't do that, and this year we didn't improve it. We just had another kid from Argentina, whatever. So again, that money was not spent on this department. Mike Maignan is back. I think the second goalkeeper is good, but thank God we don't need him this season. So Mike Maignan is performing. Now, going back to the midfield, you decided to get rid of Tonali. Looking at what is happening, probably is a good choice because the guy is not playing. He's not going to play for 12 months or 10 months. So you got in a lot of money, and you decided to spend that money on Reinders, Musa, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Yes. Arguably, they more or less they're doing well. The problem we have, me, Nathan, Roy, and other people, is that you should buy a profile player that is defensive, that is solid, that is a proper midfielder and is defensive, because you need balance. Probably you should buy Ruben, Musa, and Reinders plus other 2 midfielders, and forget about the right wing. Maybe that should have been done. Now, what? Short story. The team is not balanced. That's it. The team is not balanced. We will win and lose games, no matter who is the coach. If it's Ancelotti, Pioli, or anything else, or anyone else,
it needs to be built better.
It needs to be built better.
But it's not a matter of balance. If you play 50 meters away from your goal, you defend 50 meters away from your goal, you're never going to be balanced, man. Tell me one team that plays every game 50 meters away from the goal and doesn't have a super team, because Man City does that, but Man City has the best team in the world. Now tell me another team that does that.
Okay, but John, we're a big team.
Liverpool does that.
But we're a big team, though, John. So we put pressure. That's what we do.
Nathan, but this is what I'm telling you. Tell me another team that defends as high as we do.
Another big team, because they all play like this.
Another big team, yes. Tell me what.
Madrid pushes up high. Liverpool pushes up high. PSG pushes. I'm watching Madrid now. I'm watching Madrid now, bro. I'm watching Madrid now. PSG pushes up high. Yeah. Barcelona pushes up high. Bro, you're confusing Milan with teams like Fiorentina. Oh we are a big team. We are a big team, and Cardinale is not treating us like a big team.
Is Inter a big team?
Yes.
In Italy, yes.
Why don't they defend 50 meters away from their goal?
Why don't we defend 15? Well, Inter's because Inter is, man. I don't know how many
Is
times I
Juve-
can tell you.
is-
Inter
i-
is built.
Is Juventus a big team?
Yes,
Is Juventus a big team?
of course.
But why don't they defend 50 meters away from the goal?
But yeah, Red John,
Because
sorry,
that's how
one
they're
second.
built. Because
Red
they were
John.
built to do that.
Yeah,
But Red John,
yeah,
if you
but-
want to do that, sorry, if you want to do that, you don't want to defend 50 meter away from your goal. Don't fire Maldini, fire Pioli.
Yes.
All right, again, you go back. Maldini is gone, man.
He is.
What do you want me to
No,
do
no,
about
no.
Maldini?
Forget
I
about
want
Maldini. I'm
Maldini
going
is
back.
didn't want-
He understands
John,
these things. You
I'm
think the
telling
money
you,
player-
do you understand what I say? I'm telling you, who made the decision to keep Pioli at that way of playing football? not me,
the
it's
management,
you.
but it
Yeah,
doesn't. But it doesn't matter.
No, wait
the
a second.
management,
It matters. It
the
matters.
management should be attacked. Why they are not firing Pioli now? Not
No,
why
no,
did
no,
they
no.
do whatever back in
No,
the
but
time. It doesn't matter.
you cannot complain with Pioli because Pioli plays his football. Pioli's playing the football that he has played in the last 4 years.
No.
Yep.
No. I
Yes,
disagree. I
and
disagree.
he- and when he-
Definitely has.
Let me finish.
Definitely has.
And when he doesn't play that football, it's because he has a lot of injuries, so he's forced to play a different football. But when he has most of the players available, he plays always this type of football, quite aggressive, quite high in the pitch, and high
It's
press.
been their
I disagree with that. I disagree
That's
with that.
that's how he's been doing that. When he gets
We
5 or
had
6 injuries,
so-
he plays differently.
Excuse me. The
No,
difference. The difference was that we had solid midfielders like Kessie, Tonali, Benacer. That were top midfielders when it came to without the ball. What do you do when you don't have the ball? And now we went from that level to like almost zero, where any team can just penetrate us like it's nothing. And we
No.
got to be lucky that the team we're playing against, the attackers are not in form, or the rhythm is off. Because if the attackers are in form, they're going to score. They're going to score.
No team can go every game playing 100% and attacking all the time. It doesn't work like that. No team.
said
Bayern
it.
Munich.
No one said it.
Bayern-
No one said the team
Bayern
does it
Munich.
100%.
Bayern Munich dominates their league and doesn't attack
But
24/7.
no one
every
said they
They
do
cannot
it
do-
24/7 though.
They do, man. They do, because today we had zero reason, winning 2-0 in the first half, to concede 3 or 4 counterattacks before they scored the first goal. What's the reason? Why are we doing that?
Because our midfield isn't good enough.
No. The
No,
midfield,
wait,
we saw the midfield doing it
John.
against PSG, doing it
Wait.
against the best player in the world.
You are
Why-
you are
they
cherry
not
picking
doing-
instead of using the majority
No,
of what we see.
No,
So-
Nathan.
What do you mean no?
majority-
You are cherry
I
picking.
wanna analyze
It's not cherry picking, man. I'm telling you, us.
Yeah, what
playing
happened
against-
one time, and then
Red
what happened against Inter?
No.
What happened against
No.
Napoli? What happened against
yeah.
Lecce? What happened against Udinese? What happened against Juventus? Oh, but this
But
one
this
time
is-
against PSG, we did it, bro. You're cherry picking, bro.
First
Get the
of all,
fuck out of
against-
here.
First of all, against Juventus, we didn't play like that. First of all, we played a lot better than Juventus, even with 10 players, but it doesn't matter. The point is here that if we do that against Inter and we concede 5 goals and we keep on doing the same thing every time, and then once when it matters, we don't do the same thing, but we actually go for the smart route of doing that when it matters and then stop doing that when it doesn't matter anymore, when it could only put us in danger. And that's what we do against PSG. PSG is a team that is worth 1 billion, twice as much as us.
That's a bad
And then-
example, my man.
And
Okay,
then
okay,
and then
okay,
you
right.
and then you
You
go
have-
against
sorry,
PSG,
sorry, but
go
you have
against PSG, and you have a really good
John,
game.
you have to differentiate from Champions League night to like.
Yeah,
if
you need
haven't
to
understood
differentiate.
this- If you haven't understood
There
this,
is
that those
there
nights
is no
have always been unique nights where the players,
no
the atmosphere
but-
does the job for the club. Come on,
No,
man, that is a fact. When we go play against Lecce, it
we
doesn't matter.
didn't
what-
win.
Even if it was with Ancelotti, with Capello, it
We
doesn't
didn't
matter.
win.
We always
We
had
didn't win
problems.
against bigger teams than us in the past, man. Against Liverpool, it doesn't matter how.
Oh, that was
high-
Red John. Can you just sorry 1 second? Can you just delete the first year of Champions League because we were coming from 7 years of no European football? We
The
were
second
coming.
year,
No, no.
the second
So-
year against Chelsea, you couldn't do that, man. You couldn't
Yeah,
do that.
because we
What
explained it
happened?
that we had a lot of
Didn't
injury
win
in the
the
same
quarterfinals.
position. We played against Chelsea with Tataruzanu, Balo Touré, and Dest. No chance you winning in a Champions League game with this trio. The planet were aligned for us to lose those games because you remember the formation we had to play on those two games. But anyway, let's stay for a second. Let's not go on that game, this game. Let's see it on a more bigger scale here. We bought this summer. We bought Chukwueze, offensive player, Pulisic, offensive player, Okafor, offensive player, Reinders, offensive midfield, is quite offensive. We bought Ruben Loftus-Cheek, quite offensive. He is a number 10, quite offensive midfield. And we have already in the squad Leao, offensive, Theo Hernandez, offensive.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, that we have built a team that requires offensive football. Now, I agree with you. We should sometimes just say, oh, what the fuck is going on here? Stop and defend like we did with PSG. Now, Roy is right. On the Champions League night, you are super focused. You understand the vibe, and you do what it has to be done. That's why that happened with PSG. With Lecce, with fucking Udinese, you don't realize that because it's a Serie A game. You kind of panic. You start to think, oh, I should win this game. And so you are out of position. You're doing the wrong thing. You're playing the wrong tactics. You are young, inexperienced. You are not that profile that actually defends, but more going forward. And that's where the mess happened. That's why you need to buy the right players. So when this situation happened, the coach doesn't need to tell them because sometimes the coach can shout, but the guy on the other side doesn't listen, and the mistake happened. It's about moments.
Jack.
So that's why we blame the management and who built the team, because you need to think about these moments. You need to think about Pioli. Maybe he's not telling Tonali to play a center football, but Tonali understands and does anyway. Of course, Tonali made a lot of mistakes, and we've been in that situation with other players who don't read the game properly. I think that 130 million was not spent properly. Was not spent properly for Serie A. I really believe we could have spent that 130 million better, keep some players that we left, we thrown out, and spend that 130 million much better, and probably win the Serie A this season. Honestly, I really believe we could have won the Serie A this season.
Yeah, I think so too.
If you spend 130 million properly, you win the Serie A.
I
Or at
think
least
if we continued what Maldini wanted to do, we were going to win.
Hindsight is always 2020.
no, it's not hindsight.
It's not hindsight when people have been saying it since the beginning of the summer, bro.
That, man. I told you no,
But it doesn't work.
Since the beginning of the summer, we
I
told you
told
that.
you
Don't
no.
say hindsight when you say hindsight whenever everyone's on the same page, and then you get it wrong. But when
Yeah.
people are telling you since the beginning of August, not even August, since Maldini got fired, we have been saying that this is not going to go well. It's not hindsight, bro. When people have been telling you since
How
day
did
one.
you know? How did you know when Maldini got
Because
fired?
if you
We
have any
we
sort
hadn't
of
got that
brain
player
and
yet.
knowledge in the sport, you fucking know things, bro.
Rejon,
We hadn't gotten any
Rejon.
player yet.
No, Rejon. I'll tell you what. As you like to say, Nathan didn't know. It was an educated guess. You fire a guy
Sure.
that knows football in and out, knows the club in and out. You fire him.
But finished fifth on the pitch the year
But,
before.
so you
Okay.
fire a person for one bad year?
No.
Yes.
Nathan, he
Yes,
finished.
but
Listen to me.
it's-
Listen to me. He finished fifth.
Uh,
Listen, Nathan, he finished fifth because was given not enough money on the transfer window, and a lot of injury issue happened that season. So you
A
can
lot of injuries are happening this season as well. There,
not at the
I
level
don't
that
see you-
so Mike
you
Magnan
know
is Rejon, Mike Magnan is in the pitch. Mike Magnan is playing every fucking game.
Yeah, but also Magnan got injured this season, but it doesn't matter. You have Calabria injured.
No, Mike
You
Magnan
even
missed
have
6
Leao
months.
now.
No, sorry, man, but Mike Magnan missed 6 months last season. You lose points. I told you, if Mike Magnan doesn't miss any game last season, you finish fourth without any problem. So, but can I add something? He finished fifth, but Serie A told you that Juventus has cheat. They're cheaters, so you finish fourth. End of the story. You are cheaters. End of the story. Doesn't matter.
The reality, the history will say that Maldini, the season when he got fired, finished fourth, so he got into the Champions League and semifinals of the Champions League.
So it doesn't matter. Financially, Jerry Cardinali and Milan got the Champions League money. We finished 4th. Now, what Nathan was saying, you see Maldini getting fired, you guess that probably things will not go well. Or at least would not go as good as people were thinking in the summer. And by the way, I told you Chukwueze was a scam. I don't know how much people need to listen. Chukwueze was a scam. Now, Chukwueze had a good game today. Yeah, had a Messias game, Selemaker's game. Well done to him.
No, not a great game.
No, he had a good game. In my opinion, for my standards, if Chukwueze was bought for 7 million, like we bought Selemakers or Messias, I think Chukwueze is a great buy. I think he had a good game. He fought, he gave everything, and I cannot blame him for the game going bad today. My question is, what the fuck? 25 million on him? Buy a fucking striker with 25 million. I'm sure you can buy a random striker in Serie A that will perform. These are the problems. I don't have a problem with the players. I have a problem with who bought those players that could have bought better players, or at least fix some position. If Jerry would have given 90 million to Maldini, Maldini would have bought Botman and CDK. CDK would have looked garbage. Botman would have looked good, and we would have a center back now, plus Chow and plus Kalulu.
And CDK was really, I won't say panic, but he wasn't even the first up. He wasn't even first up.
Listen, if Maldini doesn't get fired and spend 130 million, I'm pretty sure he will get wrong 40% of the players. I'm pretty sure. But at least he will get wrong 60% on top of a good team and make it a bit more solid. And probably you can challenge for the league. That's what Maldini did when he spent 90 million. He got wrong. He got right 3 or 4 players, got wrong the other ones. Some were mid. But the spirit and the tactics, those players were good for the game Pioli wanted to play. Now, fuck it. We are 3 points less than a year ago. 9 points less than the year we won the league. And 5 points less than the year we finished with 79 points. I think Benacer will be a big change in this club, in this game. I think the moment Benacer comes in, we will get a lot of points. Like a lot of points more.
I agree.
I think we will spend some money in January as well. We will buy a midfield, or we will try to look for an opportunity for a defensive midfield or something, because I think Adli is not good enough for this team. Adli is not good. I'm sorry, but not because he's not a good player. He's just not good for the type of football we want to play.
The problem, Laird, that I see is that you need a defensive midfield, but it can't just be any defensive midfielder. Like at a certain point, we have to start getting people that have a certain weight, that have a certain experience, someone that like is reliable, someone
has
like
pedigree.
Pedigree, right?
I mean, you can go with 2 options. We can go with a young guy, and hopefully turns out to have personality and plays well, or you can go with a really experienced one that you can get it on a free or doesn't find any space on other teams that are better than you or whatever.
So it should be both. It should be both, because we should be promoting the Primavera players, and that's free, and get this experienced player that you're also talking about. It should be both.
I'm trying to be realistic, Nathan. I'm trying to be realistic.
Well, Pioli, you're right. You're right. It's not realistic with Pioli for sure.
No, but even with the management, I don't think the manager will go and get 2 defensive midfielders. I think they will get 1.
But listen, Larry, I think that if you get a young kid, it's going to be the same. Like nothing's going to change.
Well, if you get a guy like Musa, I mean that is expensive. That's a wrong example. But a guy like Ranks was on a free with the buy option of 12 million. So if you get a guy like Ranks, it can turn out to be good. But at least he's a defensive midfielder. He's a guy that doesn't go for the forward pass on moments like this. Stays. Defense helps the defense. That's what I'm saying. So he has an approach. Although he's young, he still will have an approach, a defensive approach. Reinders is young, but he has an offensive approach. Or Adli is young, but he has an offensive approach. So I want a guy that is the age of Adli, but instead of being silky, technique, long passes, I want him to be defensive.
Yeah, my issue with this, Laird, is that these kids are not going to be able to perform at the highest levels without real leadership. And this is why I think that, okay, there's a lack of leadership in the management, like serious leadership. So bring it into the team instead.
Well, Ibra's coming.
Okay, yeah, Ibra is hopefully it works out. But even bring in players, like like players. We need big players, like players that
I
hold
don't
weight.
think it can happen in January. I don't think it can happen in January.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it can happen in January. That's all. That's what I think.
Well, in January, aren't they supposed to be focusing on a striker?
No,
At
no,
least
no, it's
that's
not
what
gonna happen.
the
I don't think
claims.
it's gonna happen in January. No,
I don't think so either, because we don't. If we don't have the money to give without selling anyone, I doubt we're selling anybody in January.
We will
So I
get
don't know how we're
Jonathan
gonna.
David in January.
You
With
think?
what money though?
With what money? With cash.
Yes,
With what
from
money?
where? Is what I'm
think-
asking you. Is from where?
From Jerry.
And who are we gonna sell for this? This is my whole problem. Jerry
Hold on.
said that in order to buy, we have
Hold
to
on.
sell. So why couldn't he just give us the money in the summer?
Who said that? Who said that?
Jerry himself said that. It's not me
Show
putting
me.
words to his mouth.
Where?
You didn't
Where-
see the interview? You didn't see the
Yeah,
interview?
no. Yeah, I haven't. Send it to me because I want to see it.
Bro, he literally said, in order for us to buy, we have to sell. Those
No,
are his words, bro.
He did not say it because I've seen the same interview.
Scaronia said that, but this is not a secret. Like, we know this. And,
Exactly. Like I'm not making that
Yeah.
up.
And
No,
what's
Well,
and
but
what
John-
I am seeing,
said it too.
what I am seeing so far is a team that knew that Tonali was disgusting bad player. Someone
Bro,
who,
you are clutching at straws, my boy.
no,
You are clutching at straws, my
listen,
boy.
Now-
someone
now you
someone
just,
who has someone who has
Come on,
insider
really?
information in the same way a broker cannot go and
This is conspiracy
buy
theory.
stocks in the
Yeah.
same way a player cannot place bets in the sport that he plays, especially for the team that he plays, because he has
So you're
insider
saying Milan
information.
knew. You're
This is
saying Milan
and this
knew.
is Milan 100% new, because this is not something that they found out yesterday. They knew, they sold him,
Newcastle.
So
didn't know.
then,
they-
so we can expect
they-
legal
and
action
they-
from Newcastle then.
and
And Newcastle
and
didn't know.
and they did the best thing that they could have done, because we would be here in
Newcastle-
So
nature
so
class.
wait a minute. So then should we do legal action on Brescia, because they should have known, because he started it with them
What does the legal action mean here? The legal action doesn't mean shit.
for
You have to
selling a player that you know is doing illegal actions.
but it
It's
does
not-
not
So
matter.
you're
cannot prove it. You have to
operating in
prove it.
bad faith.
Guys,
No,
this is
you have
Narnia.
to prove.
this conversation
You
will
have to
never go
prove.
anywhere, because what Red John is saying
You have
is
to
just
prove it.
complete speculation made up.
No,
He
this
doesn't
is
have to
this
prove
is
anything of it.
all right.
No,
So
but
John, you asked me for proof. Where's your proof?
But
At least
this
I
is-
can read a news article about it. You
Right.
literally are just making up
there
stuff.
is
No,
no reports
no,
whatsoever about it.
Literally
Milan
zero.
knew.
There- there
Actually,
will
if
never-
Milan knew, if
there
that
will-
report
there
does
will
come out,
never be.
Milan will
any-
get sued by Newcastle. If
But
Exactly.
that's the point. That's the point. That
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
hard.
Exactly. So
You
you're
cannot prove it.
okay.
So you are not. You are never going to see anyone reporting it.
Can
So
we
that's
can we
No,
just
it's not gonna be
can you
reported.
okay can
From-
you can
from
we
my-
just
From my side, Milan did the best thing to sell Tonali. The best.
I
thing.
think
Okay.
I think it was lucky. It was a lucky thing. I think that's
Okay.
what probably
It was lucky. Yes.
yeah, probably was. It was luck. Yeah.
can we just not go to things that we cannot prove, or okay, I understand. There is a
What do you mean the management doesn't pick the team, bruh? The management pays for the team. Of course, they're the ones that pick the team.
so going back to what Red John was saying. So basically, this management has money. The whole thing was just to cover the fact that they knew about Tonali, so they had to say we need to sell Tonali to do the transfer.
But
So that makes it even worse for Jerry Cardinali.
Exactly.
So he shouldn't fire Maldini. He should tell Maldini, I have the money. I have 150 million. Here we
Exactly.
go. Do what you have to do. Just bear in mind, Tonali has an issue, gambling issue, so we need to get rid of him, or we're gonna have a lot of trouble.
In that case, and then it also makes a large portion that were fooled by Jerry horrible fucking fans, because they shouldn't want this garbage person in our club running the club.
For me,
Why?
I moved on with the Tonali situation because it makes zero sense to talk about a guy that Clearly, he's not going to play for the next 10 months. By the way, if Milan kept Tonali and we don't know if things will come out in the same way. That's
What?
it.
No,
Come
I don't know.
on.
Well,
I-
Rejon,
I don't know about that.
Rejon, the way
Uh,
you sorry, 1 second, Rejon, I allowed you to speculate and give your opinion. You
No,
should
no, I
respect.
understand.
Okay, fine. As long as
my
you
opinion.
I
present
respect
the-
I respect that.
You should
But
respect my opinion because apparently
I respect your
three
opinion,
players-
but
listen to me. No,
the
listen to me.
same way as people disagreed with my opinion, I'm disagreeing with yours.
No. You can disagree with my opinion. I'm just telling you that apparently the only three players that were betting in Serie A in Italy was Tonali, Zaniolo, and a bench player
Fagioli.
of Juventus.
Fagioli.
Apparently, and two of them are not even playing in Serie A. Apparently,
Maybe to use the words of Roy, maybe we just got lucky.
no.
In this case, unlucky.
Honestly, I don't know. I hear Corona saying, "Oh, I don't give names of Inter because I'm an Inter fan." That's what the guy says on calls. I don't give a shit, man. I honestly don't give a shit about the Inter.
You're saying that
I'm just saying that
since
is
he was
weirdly
not
enough,
protected. What you're saying is since that he was not protected from an Italian club, maybe
or from Serie A, or there was no interest from
someone would have
Italy.
blackmailed Corona or would have paid Corona to.
Yeah,
to-
somebody would have paid to tell him to shut the fuck up, and people and things. By the way, the way Red John speculated, I'm speculating as well. I know nothing. It's just my opinion, but it's true. We don't know if Tonali stays at Milan if those rumors come out. We don't know that. Like a lot of rumors didn't come out at the time of Berlusconi, Moratti, and Agnelli for a lot of players. Buffon was gambling, never got any problem, played for Juventus, PSG, all his life for the national team. He was gambling. Allegri is gambling still right now, and he's not having any issue. So the way Italy is run, we really don't know. Now, Tonali got caught. We sold him, so everything went well. Now, do we agree that the team is not improved and we should have spent that money better?
Yeah.
that something could have been done better. That's always the case, man. Even when we won the Scudetto, something could have been done better. But this is not what we're talking about. What we have to talk something constructive, something that actually has a meaning at the end of, or add some value in the conversation. Just saying that we could have done things better doesn't really mean much. I think
it means a lot. It means a lot.
I think
it means a lot.
Listen, here's what I think, and this is something that I think it has not been hard to predict, right? Because my issue right now is with this. After some years, every coach has a dip, and it's normal. I'm not saying Pioli is a bad coach. I've never actually thought Pioli is a great coach. But if Saki, after some years, is not good enough for Milan, certainly Pioli, after 4 years, is not good enough for Milan in this sense. So I'm seeing here not a problem in the team being bad, because I don't think the team is bad. I don't think the team is great. I don't think the team is bad. Not bad to lose against Udinese or to lose against Lecce today, to draw, whatever. So this is an issue of the management now having the right and finding the balls to go and fire Pioli, but also to find me a replacement, which is a guarantee. I don't want another guy that I
but John, you gotta blame the players as well too. Like, these guys are not good. They're only good going forward.
Okay, but
they're only good going forward.
Can we analyze
this?
Sorry, but can we analyze this properly? Okay, what do we know about the club? The club has a financial mission, and that financial mission is based on a specific project, right? Which is using their methods of buying players and their methods of doing things. So they need to bring in a coach that is okay with that, but is going to be they need a yes man to that. I mean, what difference?
Because we know how Americans operate, Roy. We know the American owners do not like getting talked back to.
So the question
is,
to
have a yes man.
No, but okay, but who is that guy? Who is that guy?
Not a top coach.
I mean, is there a guy that could be qualified for it?
For a top coach? No way. No way.
You mean a coach that has pedigree right now, right?
Yeah. Any coach worth their salt is not going to go along
100% blindly. It's
Like,
not going to happen.
Conte, he's a coach that he can really turn around a team. He can give a team a mentality of lions, right? He can really make a team into warriors. But he's there's always friction with him and the management. So I mean, can that work with this management? That's also a question that needs to be asked.
Conte, no. Conte cannot work with Milan.
Rajon, I have,
No,
a,
'cause
I have an honest question with you. This is a
you also
hon-
have to find a coach that is acceptable by Milan's DNA. Like you cannot just get any coach.
let's assume we fire Pioli and we hire a coach that you really like. I don't want to give a name, just this person as a coach that you
Yes.
really like, that is perfect for the type of players we have. That he doesn't have a strong football identity. He can work with the players he has and make them play better. Because some coaches are a strong identity, so it's hard for them to play some specific players. So we get this coach. Everyone is on board. The next big thing. Let's call him the Zerbi.
Yes.
And he doesn't perform with this team.
The players are bad.
Okay, that's what I want to know. You at one point we will come and say, you know what? I hope people will not be starting saying, "Oh, he's the coach again." But of course, there is always the question. Maybe we appointed the wrong coach, so we always gonna be that question.
Well,
The players are good.
like right now, if a coach comes in and just plays exclusively defensive football, he might even maybe save himself. Maybe.
Yeah.
That would make sense because our players are so offensive that they're naturally going to be offensive when they get the chance. So if they just focus on defense, it'll at least, shore up some things.
No, I agree with Roy. I agree. If you put a defensive coach here, maybe he'll get a lot of points. Look like he's solving the problems, but at the end, he's not. He's just playing really conservative and not improving the players, not improving the football. So, in my opinion, the coach is going to be changed. I honestly think the team is really behind of our expectation. I mean, 130 million. We should have kept half of the players we got rid of, and add 3 or 4 players. That's it. That's simple as that. I honestly, if the money comes from, so the only, if you think Tonali, we sold Tonali for 70 million now, and we got rid of Rebic because was always injured. So these 2 players, and that was not even our player. I would have kept Ranks. I would have buy Ranks for 12 million and get rid of Adli. I would have not buy the Argentinian guy. I would have promoted Simic. So
yeah.
Pellegrino, you mean?
Yeah, Pellegrino.
Yeah.
I would have promoted Simic because at the end of the
he
day,
looked good in preseason. Really good.
Yeah, and even if he's worse than Pellegrino, fuck it, who cares, man? Don't spend money. Don't waste time. Just promote a Primavera player. I'm okay. You didn't want to spend money on Theo replacement. You brought a Primavera guy. I'm okay with that as well. Now,
who we don't use.
You know what I think is going to happen? This is what I predict is going to happen, and I don't know. I hope I'm wrong, but I think based on the information that we're putting together, that we're going to get obviously not an Italian coach, a foreign coach that has probably
Graham Potter, according to the
but probably doesn't have much pedigree, and it's going to make everything even more worse and worse and worse, and it's going to go worse and worse and worse. It's going to go the wrong direction, completely the wrong direction.
Banta era wrong?
It's going to be Banta era, yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'm not sure about that. I want to just reply to this comment to the Milanista here. First of all, I am the guy that doesn't rate Luis Enrique. I think Luis Enrique is a joke of a coach. And I've been saying that, and people fight against me about this, saying long time ago I've been saying this. Second of all, PSG, yes, they spend a lot of money, but the team is not like you guys think it is. Beating PSG in Champions League is always a big achievement, and I'm always going to be happy for the players that did that. But don't think that beating PSG is incredible. we beat a team that is solid, hard to beat. It can happen.
I mean, Newcastle raped them, literally.
Exactly. So the fact that this team beat PSG, that means there is quality. It's a good team. It's not the players that we have are not the right one for the football you need to play in Serie A, which is a different football.
The everyday football.
Unfortunately, Lecce doesn't play like Borussia Dortmund. Lecce doesn't play like Borussia Dortmund. If Lecce plays like Borussia Dortmund, you score 4 goals to them. In Serie A, they play differently, so you need different profiles, different type of players. PSG, you can beat them in San Siro, 80,000 people, great atmosphere. You need the points and blah, blah, blah. And that doesn't mean that is a good team that is going to win any substantial trophy this season. That's the reality. Another thing, finding good players is hard.
Yeah, our scouting system sucks.
No, it sucks is a big word.
It sucks.
I think
Who sucks? Who sucks?
Our scouting department sucks.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. I wouldn't go so
Nathan,
far.
Nathan, we got 10 players so far. Tell me which players are really bad and which players are okay or acceptable.
I'm talking about for young players. Our scouting department isn't really the best. They're not very good. I haven't rated them for a long time.
For the players we spent money this season so far, the only ones who are doing a not good season is Chukwueze and that Argentinian guy that we bought for 4 million. The rest are providing value.
What? We're providing value.
No, they're not providing value because at the end we're losing points. Man. I know you want to blame Tonali, but
we are losing points. Yes, we are losing points, but they are providing value.
No, they're not providing value, man. Because I was telling you that Telemakers were providing value. You were saying it's garbage. You should leave.
No, but Telemakers had one job to score goals, and this is
that's not his job. That's not his job.
No, that's the job of every right.
That's not his job.
Chukwueze is not having a good season, not because he doesn't go back to defend, because he does that.
No, it doesn't do it. It doesn't do that. It doesn't do that properly.
It doesn't do that. Chukwueze covers same as Salamakers used to do. But he's not having a good season because that's not his job. His job is not.
No, I'm not.
If you remember Salamakers, guys, this is absolutely not true. This is so easy to. Salamakers, if you remember, guys, was all over the field, guys. You remember he was helping Leao on the left. He was always doubling up the pressure. He's always.
Can I add, Roy? Can I add something? When we didn't have the ball, when we didn't have the ball,
for Bologna.
I don't care about
John. Listen to
you don't care, but these are the facts.
Red John, listen to me.
He hurt you. I'm sorry.
Roy. Salamakers were coming always in the midfield to become the third midfielder.
Right.
To cover. Close, literally only on Benacer's and Tonali's right. He was there when we didn't have the ball.
Yeah.
And was one of the first to high press when was required to high press.
Great.
And that was done by Messias. Now, every time I give you some banter about Chukwueze, because you guys in the summer told me that Chukwueze will score and assist for fun.
No, don't say you guys, because I was the one who said otherwise.
Red John.
Oh, okay.
So I'm giving you banter for that reason. If you tell me this summer Chukwueze will do hard work like Salamakers and will do whatever Salamakers will do, I wouldn't banter you now. I would say, yeah, fine, cool. But you guys told me that our problem was because Salamakers was not dribbling 3 players and giving an assist.
I want to be generous.
Yes,
that's not a problem, man. Salamakers were bought to actually help the team and keep the balance.
At least I have the decency to say, yes, Chukwueze is not having a good season. I'm not telling you here Chukwueze is having a great season, am I?
Salamakers were brought in Milan at 6 million to bring balance and to run a lot and to help the team defensively and offensively as well, because Salamakers helped offensively. Didn't have the last pass or whatever, things like that. And it's 6 million, it's not 25 million. It cost us 6 million, and the guy would have killed.
Chukwueze cost us 20 million. And 8 million bonuses, which he's not going to get.
Chukwueze is an okay player. Okay, he's an okay player. He's got a lot to learn. He's got a lot to figure out. Maybe, depending if he still stays with Milan or wherever he goes, he's going to get to a good level. But right now, Chukwueze is, far from what you or a lot of people thought he was going to be. Like, this guy was just going to take over games and take over the Serie A.
Yeah,
It doesn't work like that. The people that do that are people like Salah. Salah maybe can come to the Serie A again and just fucking cook right away. Messi could do it. Cristiano Ronaldo did it. Like, those are the kind of players that can do it. Or special players like
Or that's what happens when you have highlight merchants. So they watch a game, they watch a Champions League game once a year of another team, and then they think, "Oh, well, look what he did." No, that's precisely what it is.
You guys
For those who actually watch Chukwueze for more than 3 times a year, all said the exact same thing about him.
You guys are
Tell
talking.
me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Like, this is the first season.
Tell
you
me
watch
I'm
football,
wrong.
And you found
But
out
this is the
that
first season that you've seen It's the first time you've seen Chukwueze play more than 3 games, and that's the problem with a lot of people.
That sometimes players don't fit good in a club. No, bro, we have seen it. All we have to do is look back last year and see all players that we bought didn't.
I'm sorry, Red John. Chukwueze has qualities. Obviously, he has qualities.
My problem.
If he was cooking in La Liga, he has qualities. We know
Red
this.
John, my problem is that why you didn't understand that actually Saelemaekers was fitting that team. That was valuable.
No, but because he was never injured. He was injured a lot. He was injured a lot. And also Saelemaekers
was never injured. Saelemaekers was always
Saelemaekers, no. He first of all, he was injured often. But the thing is that he lost his spot to Messias, and Saelemaekers did not
they were
provide
going back
anything.
and forth. But why can't you make your points without twisting the truth? Why?
How am I twisting the truth? Can you tell me?
Because the reality was that they were going based on periods of form.
Yeah, exactly. And Roy, based on the opposition as well. If you needed a more defensive team, you played at Saelemaekers. If you needed more offensive, you played Messias. Something that we don't have this year as an option.
We cannot do that because Messias does not provide you the offensive output that, for example,
I'm talking about Saelemaekers. You decided to keep Romero. You decided to buy Pulisic. Why you don't keep a defensive?
Romero came on a free and gets 1 million. You cannot tell me Romero.
Dude, let me finish a second. I'm giving you a fact. We decided, it's not my decision. We decided, Milan decided to keep Romero, buy Pulisic. Why not keeping Saelemaekers as a defensive option when you need those 20 minutes to defend, the guy to run, to give you everything, that cares about the club, that costs you $1.5 million a year a salary, that loves the club? Why not keeping him and spending 25 million on a fucking striker or on a defensive midfielder?
Because we spent 20 million.
Because we have owners who don't understand the freaking game. See, John, this is why Maldini is so important as well, too.
John, you need to understand something. That 8 million bonus is not if fucking Chukwueze wins the Ballon d'Or. If fucking Chukwueze, if he plays, that's how they're going to get those 8 million bonuses that you're talking about. If Chukwueze is still alive at the end of the year, you have $1 million bonus. If he doesn't crash with his car and loses 3 months, you have another $1 million. These are the bonuses they're gonna get, man. They're not gonna get a bonus if he wins the Ballon d'Or.
Maybe, but the thing is that this is still speculation. And
no,
as we agreed before,
this is every time you don't understand something, you always go with pure speculation.
The Ballon d'Or is the fact of he plays 25 games, he gets a 1 million bonus. He does 4 assists, he gets a $500,000 bonuses. Yeah, these are the bonuses Villarreal will get, man.
And can we also be honest about something else?
If his bonuses are related to his assists and to his goals, and he completes those assists and goals, maybe it was worth it.
Dude, maybe it was worth it. Listen, half of them will be on his how healthy is he and how many minutes he plays. Half of them. Yeah. The other one will be a bit more difficult.
Not playing many minutes.
Yeah, but for sure it's going to be like 20 games, 25 games. It's not going to be 38 games because a team plays 38 games in a season. So it's going to be normal bonuses, which 4 or 5 million Villarreal will reach them in the 5-year deal. Probably the bonus is if we sell them, if you sell him with a profit, you get a percent. Dude, it's a 25 million. I know you want to make it look like we didn't make a mistake and we could have spent that money better. Yeah, we could have.
I'm not saying that at all. That where do you see me saying that? I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is this: that Chukwueze has not played good so far this season. That's it. I'm not here protecting Chukwueze like you protected.
I'm not even attacking Chukwueze. I'm attacking who made the decision to buy
like
Chukwueze.
you said something earlier that was not true about Salamakers and Messias, right? You said that Salamakers' position was taken. We know that's clearly not true.
Yeah, that's not true.
It goes back and forth. But this season, for sure, Pulisic has taken the right spot, and there is no doubt about that. And Chukwueze is waiting for Pulisic to get injured, essentially, in order to play. So there is a big difference between those two situations.
So let's talk a bit fantasy football. Me as a Laird, first of all, I have nothing against the Okafor purchase. I think he's a valuable player for what it costs. But me as a Laird, the way I would run Milan as a club, I would have kept Salamakers as a Leao replacement or whatever you needed on the right. So I wouldn't buy Okafor.
Pulisic Salamakers would have been great. I think
exactly. You would have. I would have kept Salamakers as a Leao replacement when you need it, or Pulisic. Pulisic can play when Leao needs to rest on that left, and Salamakers on the right. But that's how I would build my 4 or 5 wings. I would have kept Leao, Salamakers on the left, Pulisic, Messias on the right, and Romero as a jolly, as an extra younger 0. We cost us 0. So basically, I would have spent for the right and left wing replacement, backups, and everything like that, just the money of Pulisic. So I would have saved 25 million Chukwueze, 20 million, sorry, John. 20 million Chukwueze, and then 13 million Okafor, which is around 35 million. And I would have invested that 35 million on a deal with Scamacca, loan with obligation by whatever, or another striker, you name it. That's what I would have done. Laird, really humble person that thinks that Serie A, you win it with players from the bench
okay, sorry, I have to respond to this comment right here. You people are overplaying your hand. Most of you already crucified Chukwueze before he played a minute, and now that he's had his first full game, a good game after coming from an injury, you're just too desperate and short-sighted to wait 2-3 more months, and it will backfire on you. I don't think it will backfire because I know what kind of player he is, but I know that he's the kind of player that will need time. And this season, don't expect any fucking fireworks. Like, it will be the minimum. Maybe he will come out with the minimum, but it's maybe he's going to decide a big game, maybe, but it's not going to be the kind of season.
Let me reply to Mark Zuckerberg here. I'm not blaming Chukwueze, man. Chukwueze is a great professional player. I'm actually blaming the people that made the decision to push resources on Chukwueze instead of another position. That's it. I'm not blaming Chukwueze. I think Chukwueze, next season, I will start the season with Chukwueze. I wouldn't invest money again on the right wing. I would start with Chukwueze because we know what type of player it is. It will improve like every player because I think his problem is not on personality. I think he gives everything. He's not scared to play for Milan. So I will keep him. I'm just saying that we're talking now. It's just fantasy football at the end of the day.
I think, listen, here's the way I see it. The way I see it is this. When you build a house and you have a new house and you buy all the furniture, yada, yada, but you still don't have a bed, it doesn't really feel like a house. The point is here. We still need a striker. And we need a good striker. We need a DM, and we needed a DM. Both these things we knew from the beginning, and we need a center back. And these 3 things are the bed of that house to make the whole thing.
But I think there's something missing there, right, John? Like, not just any center. If you want the team to take over and be the leader, right? Then you need really good players that are very well respected in the locker room, players that the young kids are going to look up to.
Yes,
so
and they agree. But
you can do something with that. Yeah,
Exactly.
Maybe.
But this is the thing. The thing is
we're
this:
not
that
doing that. We're not doing that. though.
we needed to uh, to act as firefighters and put some fires down. Replace Rebic, replace Origi with Okafor, because that's what we replaced Origi with, not with
No, we
Jovic.
replaced Origi with Jovic.
Yeah.
No, don't even try, man. That was a good try, but don't even. That was a good try, man. I was waiting for you, man.
Sneaky, dude. Wow. Why are you sneaky like that?
We
Obviously, Red
replaced
Jonathan.
Rebic with Okafor and
That's a good
Origi
one.
with Jovic. That's different.
Wow, dude. The lawyer, he's a lawyer, dude. He's trying to make up reality, dude.
That was a good one. That I couldn't escape. That fucking Jovic is absolutely useless, bro. The most useless player I've ever seen. Holy fuck! But this is the thing. The thing is here that some players that we added have quality, like Rangers. Rangers is a good player. Musa, I like a lot. Even though today, I'm here saying that he was responsible for both goals. By the way, because even the corner, he lost a man. In the same way that Loftus-Cheek lost a man against PSG. But I also have this thing that he is 20 years old. And also he was playing as a right back, in my opinion, for no reason whatsoever. But now,
Can we
These
talk
teams
about Teo and what he was
Salamanca
doing on that
was 20
second
years
goal?
old too, you know?
Theo was stimulating it, same as he always does.
Bro,
He stays on the floor.
I lost my shit when I saw Teo just fucking sleeping
Yeah,
on the fucking ground.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
bro, we don't have possession, bro.
But Nathan,
You got to get up.
Nathan, listen. But here's the problem. The problem with a young player like Musa, which is one of the reasons why I like Musa, but I also think that you can have one young player. You cannot have the team full of young players. Musa, when he saw Theo on the ground, he cannot get the ball and start running to attack.
I agree.
Like, what the fuck are you
I
doing,
agree.
bro? Put the ball out.
I agree.
Put the ball
But
out. you fucking idiot.
Teo's literally looking around the field, and if he
Well,
sees that we have
that's an
possession,
experience,
then why the
right?
fuck is he still sitting there?
experience. But you see, hold on. This has to go with what Larry was saying.
The
right?
experience.
Pioli,
Theo's telling you to slow down the
Pioli probably
game.
was screaming that, for all we know. But Musa, he's caught in the moment. He's panicking. He's going forward.
But Musa shouldn't have been there to begin with. Musa is not a right back. You have a right back on the
Even if-
bench.
but-
Why don't
okay,
you play
but
the right
if
back?
you
Man? Just
are-
play the right
if you-
back. It's
That
it's
doesn't
very
matter.
very simple.
That
If you
doesn't
play
matter.
the
Yeah,
right
but-
back, nothing bad happens.
But if Musa plays midfield, he still will keep playing that game, that ball, because he's not thinking
Yeah.
I need to slow
The
down.
action had nothing to do with defense. The action was
Yeah,
like, there's a
exactly.
player down, kick it out. Whether you
So I understand. Now I understand because I haven't seen that part of the game. So I understand Theo is staying in the ground because he wants to lose time and slow down the tempo. Musa is not understanding that. He's keep going, and that is experience. Which, as you said, Rejan, he's young. You cannot blame him for that. He's gonna make that mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
The only young players we can blame for that is Diaz. I mean, other young players we shouldn't blame.
No,
It's
no,
Alamek.
no,
Or Selemek.
You can blame them, right?
There's a reason. There's a difference. First of all,
Okay.
Diaz came to Milan 21-year-old, and in the first season, I haven't said a single bad thing about Diaz because I always said he's young.
You
he
were
will
not in
learn,
the channel,
he's
so I don't
talented.
know that. I don't know that. You're not in the channel.
No, I was in the channel. I was in the channel.
No,
right?
you came in the second season. You came in the second season. You know that.
Okay, well, whatever. Then you will have to trust me on this. Then in the second
Yeah.
season,
Oh, okay.
With the record
then
you
in
have
the
today, dude.
then in the second season and onwards, especially in the last season, by the way, which also happened to be his best season, I was very critical of Diaz because you, in the same way, for example, that I'm critical of Chukwueze, in the same way that I'm critical of Leao, in the same way that I'm critical of everyone. Okay, so don't get me wrong. It's not like I hate Diaz because I don't like him or anything
No,
like that.
no,
No,
No.
yeah.
Let me stop you here.
The whole
Let me stop you here.
the whole idea with this is this, that for the age that he has and the fact that with 20 years of age he has already played 200 games in La Liga,
100.
100 games, whatever, 100
Jesus
games
Christ.
in La Liga.
Red John, stop
Jesus,
fucking trying to
oh,
bend
man.
the truth, dude. Just
Bro, I
in
just,
reality.
I just listen. I sincerely didn't remember if it was 200 or 100.
Okay.
But
The court believes you. The court believes you.
200 games in La Liga. I think that he is a player who has a lot of potential. But that being said, it doesn't mean that he's a screw. I don't know, a Swiss knife player. I don't think Musa is the kind of player that is to be utilized the way Pioli is utilizing him. Pioli is utilizing him and giving him the Krunic treatment, the treatment of wherever there's a hole, you put Musa there to fill that hole. Oh, you need Musa as a right big back. You put Musa as a right big. You need him as a DM. You put him as a DM. You need him as a winger.
It's a double-edged sword because it's good experience for him as a young player.
But I don't think so, because the thing is that if you notice, the best players or players that are evolved more don't play super different roles. There's a huge difference between the right back and the midfield. There's a huge difference. It's a huge difference.
Let's don't go away. It was just a joke about Diaz. The problem I have when people were criticizing Diaz and Selemakers or whatever, they were blaming them for the results of the game. They were not being specific. Oh, this issue there.
No, but they were blaming. I just blame Musa for the result of the game. You have to be fair to me as well.
We were losing 1-0. No, I don't think Musa should be blamed for the result. I think Milan lost because overall the team is not there yet in terms of experience of managing the game. It's not just Musa that manages the game. That was just an example.
Listen, guys, Musa is a good signing, okay? Like, I think it has been established that Musa is a good signing. No matter what I thought or other people thought, it is a good signing for the signings we did. It's a good prospect. But also, like, Musa is a player that is 20, the 100 games he had, okay, it helps him, but he's a young player, and you can tell that he's still like 2 or 3 years away from being a real player, like getting to the level where he can really take over. So I mean, like, what are you going to say about Musa? You got to give him his time to shine. You got to give him his time to have experience.
And I agree, but please don't put him in the position to become the most hated guy for the fans. Because if you play him in positions he's not ready for, in positions he has not played before, like today, right back, what happens is this: that you are first of all going to demotivate him as a player. Second of all, you're going to turn the fan base against him, because I'm sure today there are Milan fans talking shit about Musa.
No, everyone is talking shit about Pioli that played him there.
Yeah.
But how is the position related to that particular incident? Like the position?
That particular incident, I said it from the beginning. That's lack of experience and lack of understanding that you try to win time. You don't go forward with the ball, right? I don't even blame Pioli for that. That's on Musa 100%.
Anyway, going forward now, we have 2 weeks of stop. Is Leao gonna come back after those 2 weeks, or is
they were saying that he's gonna do an MRI to see if he can go with the national team? So,
what?
I don't
You're gonna do an MRI on Portuguese coach? It's not boring on the national
Oh,
team.
Leao.
Yeah. Both Leao and Calabria, by the way. And Calabria.
But you see, Leao, this is
Calabria
why
never gets cold. He's getting cold when he's injured. For fuck's sake.
Did you guys notice that Leao had a big injury after a big game? Well, I don't know, big injury, an injury. I wonder if it is, and this is just a speculation, I wonder if it is because he plays such a low rhythm for like 5 games, and then he goes completely 100% for 1 game, and he just, it's just stretches himself out.
I know what he's trying to say. I think it's more like he played on a high level against PSG that his body is not used to play every time at that high level in terms of physical, body consumption.
I don't believe
he should have rest. Yeah, of course he should have rest.
He's 24, man. He's 24. Like, you cannot tell me if he runs a little bit more for 90 minutes.
No, but I know what Roy is saying. Roy is saying that he played with a certain intensity against PSG, which is an intensity he doesn't do every game. If he does that every game,
but it was an incredible intensity. It was like he was at 100% throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
Like,
he was his best game.
I think he was perfect, like defensively, midfield.
I'll tell you something.
It was a masterful performance.
I'll tell you something. I'm not blaming Pioli for starting Leao because, as Red John says, on the hindsight, it's easy to say that. But me as a lad, I will never risk key players after such an intense game. So if they're not 100%, I will rest them against Lecce. That's the whole point of having Okafor, Chukwueze, and all
I
these
mean,
guys.
even if it's not 100%,
You should have
So,
not played.
so does this go to the
even if it's
courage
not
of
100%, you should still just let them come in the second half. Like,
No, 100% means that you have rested 5-6 days.
okay,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Leao
get
didn't
you.
rest 5-6 days. Leao rested 3 days. So if you rested 3 days, no, you're not playing against Lecce. I don't give a shit.
Okay, yeah, I get
You know
what
what
you're
I
saying.
mean?
I get what
Because
you're
you're
saying.
gonna go with Portugal national team as well. You're never gonna stop. So you're not playing with Lecce. Okafor is your time to shine. You know what I mean? Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well. I told everyone that live before I wouldn't start him, and thank God Pioli didn't start it because
he
they
couldn't.
get it again.
He couldn't. He literally couldn't. According
So
to what was written, he was still aching from the previous game.
yeah, exactly. That's how it works. And Leao probably was not 100% because you need 5 good days to recover from such an
Yeah,
intense
and
game.
he did come out limping. You know, he put in a lot in that game. He did
Yeah.
put in a lot in that game.
Yeah, but listen, Leao has to put performances like that every game.
No. I disagree.
No,
Because
no,
that's impossible. But
No,
I say
it needs to be at least 90%. 90%
I
of the time.
say
he
there's
needs
a
to play like
threshold.
that.
I say there's a threshold which is realistic, somewhere between 7 to 10, and keep it in that
No, no.
threshold right there. Because
and-
that was a 10. 10s don't happen all the time.
I
Of
think
course,
you guys are agreeing. All of you guys are agreeing.
yeah,
But what we're trying to
exactly.
say, to stay on
my
that.
point, my point is not that for him to give 110% every game, because he cannot do that. I'm saying for him to also to participate into the game when he doesn't have the ball. Like
Yeah,
he did
I
that.
get what John is saying. I agree. I agree with what John is saying.
Right.
Like there is nothing stopping Leao to follow his the guy that he is supposed
Yeah,
to mark.
there is.
Nothing.
There is.
No.
There's a lack of
It's hard.
leadership.
It's hard for John.
Lack of
It's hard.
leadership in the ambiente.
I'll tell you what. When you play every 3 days, it's hard against Lecce to follow your man and to run back, because you are like I gave everything against PSG. I don't have gas in my tank to follow a random dude that plays for Lecce.
But Larry, I would, and I actually agree with you. But the problem is when you're the star man and you're asking for big star money, you got to put in.
that's a
You
great
don't
point.
get that. You don't get that same
No, but let
excuse
me-
as the average person. Though.
Let me
That's a great
finish.
point.
Let me finish.
I want to say something about that too. Go ahead, Larry.
But so what I'm talking about physical, it's hard physically to run back to these guys that play for Lecce after that performance. But what you can do, you can be more focused, mentally more focused. So when the ball comes, you don't waste it. You play it rightly. You maybe you're gonna run a bit less this game, but at least every decision you will make will be the right decision. You will start to be smart because you're thinking my body cannot push the way I pushed 3 days ago, but at least my brain can still think and make the right decision and be involved in the game in a different way, but always focused. So that's what I'm asking to lay out, to be focused and concentrated every game. Physically, we're never going to be able, because not even machines work that way. He's a human being like everyone else. So, but I'm asking him to be more focused, mentally more concentrated in the game.
Well, I think it's a good thing to ask, because at the end of the day, I was thinking, as I was saying it, there's no big leader there. There's no Ibra, there's no Maldini there putting him, on his heels. I was thinking, okay, but now with the contract you wanted, with the position you're asking for, like, you should be able to do it by yourself.
Yeah, like that's now your job. You have to do that.
Exactly.
No, but
It's
his
your
contract,
job to do it.
his contract depends on demand and how's it called it? How
Well,
the fuck is it in
the
English?
contract-
Domanda e offerta. How do you say in English? It's a business thing. There is big teams that are willing to pay him 7-8 million. So if you want to keep him, you should pay him like this. It's not because you pay him like this, he has to be the leader of everything. You know what I mean?
Well,
I think
I mean,
Leao-
But those teams that are playing big money have leaders already.
Nah, not all
We
of
don't.
them.
We
A
don't.
lot of them, they pay.
All of those big teams have leaders. We do not have a leader.
I will concede half of that. At least you're still young, 24, but
No.
He has been presented as the leader, the technical leader of a team. But you don't have to be the leader of everybody, but at least be the leader of yourself. Like,
Yeah,
you need to at least be the leader of yourself. And he's not doing that. He's not doing that. So he needs to start there, and then he'll become the leader of everybody else. But I mean, he was put in that position to be the most important player of the team.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like if you want that money and you want to, have your way, you better fucking perform, man. Like you don't get the excuse that everybody else gets. Like that just it comes with the territory. It might not be fair, but fuck it. No one else is making the money you're making, so shit, you got more weight to carry.
I honestly don't care how much money Leao makes. I just want him to be more involved in the game and be more wasteful on his decision making. He can make a lot of money. It's not my money. It's Jerry's money.
I don't think it's the money. I don't think it's the money aspect. It's the expectations of what comes with it.
Yeah, but dude, he's gonna have one career. He needs to make as much money as possible. And I like the fact.
I don't blame him. I'm not knocking that.
And if you start to thinking about the expectation, probably he cannot perform because the expectation will kill him. So I think.
Well, then he shouldn't take that money. Then
no, he should take that money because somebody is willing to pay him. So he should take that money. That's it. Stop. End of the story.
But listen, aside the money or what, I mean, he is presented to as the most important player of the team. Now, Magnan is the guy that is being referred to as the leader. My argument is that, and I think you're saying pretty much the same thing too, that it's time like he steps up essentially because
yeah.
You're still one of the most paid players in the team. You are recognized. You were in the Ballon d'Or, conversation this year. So you have elevated your status to a certain level, but now you have to, show it on the field against Lecce, against Udinese, against the teams that nobody is watching.
Yeah, but he was playing well. He just got injured today, and that is not his fault. Actually, he realized quick that So I think he was mature enough to understand. Oh shit!
Right,
I got something here, and I stopped.
If this is what Leao becomes, I think he'll be great for his career. If he does this consistently.
To be fair, if Leao plays the way he played against PSG most of the time, we will lose him. He will go away. People will come and buy him without even asking us.
Well, aside from the team performance, if Leao plays like he did against PSG, he will seriously be considered as a Ballon d'Or candidate. If he can do that,
he will go. He will go and play for PSG, Real Madrid, for other type of team, not for us. That's the reality. People need to understand that. Needs to get ready for that.
Well, yeah, we know that the odds of him staying if he performs like that are slim, but we still need him to play like that for the sake of the team, anyways. Like, at least we'll make a profit, and then we could attempt to replace him or just make the team better overall. But we still need it.
He will go to a bigger team if he plays the way we think he should play. Another thing is, you never know. Maybe we have another ownership when Leao is such an established player that we don't need to sell him or actually buy players like him. I think we can close it here, guys. We talk about a lot, unless I missed anything.
I don't know. Was there anything about the players that maybe?
Did I miss anything, John? Do you want to talk about anything specific?
Nothing that I can think of right now.
Let me just the calendar. What we're gonna play. We're coming back from the break, and we're gonna play Fiorentina. That's a big game in Milan. Borussia Dortmund, another actually bigger game than Fiorentina. Frosinone, Atalanta, Newcastle.
Frosinone, Atalanta, Newcastle.
So we are having basically every 3 days, Fiorentina, Borussia Dortmund, Frosinone, Atalanta, Newcastle.
We won't survive that. We're not surviving.
Monza, Salernitana.
All those teams are all of them have found rhythm. All of them. while Milan is going the other direction. So,
So yeah,
Jesus.
if we win 4 Serie A games, we achieve the same amount of wins that we had a year ago. We had 11 wins a year ago. This time, when the first half finished in Christmas. So we need to win 4 of them. I think we can win against Monza. I think we can win against Monza. We can win against Frosinone and against Atalanta. I think we can win these 3 games. I don't know against Salernitana.
Well, listen, the thing is this, Laird. I think a lot of it is going to depend on how we play, because those teams are teams that are attacking, and you saw that if we open up and just play the way we were built to play, those teams are going to attack, and they have quality up top to score goals. So I think it's going to depend on the strategy. He probably really does need to go either 3 at the back or just completely defensive.
And then think of the mental state too. Like you had a rough games, and then you think you're back after beating PSG, and then this happens again. Like I know mentally these guys are fragile, so this was not good for them.
Yeah, and the international break is next, so they don't even have time to redeem themselves. They have to live with this.
They got to think about it. Yep.
I honestly think we should play 3 at the back this season. It's an unbalanced team, so we should go 3 at the back. With 3 at the back, basically, with the midfield we can cope.
With imperfections this team has at this point, I'm trying to think it's probably the best idea. 3 at the back, or just play really defensively, like don't press, just stay back, contain, just contain, like what you've done.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, well, at least let's make it look a little bit better than what Juve does.
I honestly think that makes sense, Roy. It's just the approach and the age of the players will not allow you that, because what they're gonna do if you tell them to defend, they will kind of don't perform well. But if you put an extra defender and Teo and Calabria on the wings or wing backs or whatever, you have a guy that is a defensive guy. You don't need him. You don't need to tell him to be defensive. He's defensive already. And the other guys can be themselves. So they can be offensive or unbalanced. You still will be covered. So that's what I think. The 3 at the back is the best option. And you can still be offensive with Leao, Giroud, and somebody else on that, or Ruben as well.
Yeah, well, I think that whether it's 3 or 4 at the back, the midfield needs to play a certain way, because if this midfield plays offensively, it's still going to get penetrated.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe just play counterattack, and that's it.
But yeah, exactly. Just play direct counterattack, direct football. Get the ball, stay in your position. Just don't move when you get the ball. Direct football.
Yeah. Just drop back whenever we don't have the ball. Just drop back.
Exactly.
Don't worry about pressing. Don't worry about getting tight until they cross the halfway point. Then you can start applying pressure.
I see that as a good strategy against Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Borussia Dortmund has a good midfield.
Yeah.
They're quite direct, so they go good when they go on the counter. But we should beat them. It's Borussia Dortmund is a cheap version of PSG, if you think about it. Unbalanced talent, but less expensive team. So you can beat them technically, the way you beat PSG.
Yeah, they have a better midfield than PSG probably, but PSG was the attack. That was the problem, right? That's the thing you wanted to watch out for. But also the San Siro, man. That San Siro is such a big factor. The fact that we are playing at the San Siro, and it is another game that is back to the wall, I think that's going to be a big difference too. Hopefully, knock on wood. But the San Siro, we need the San Siro there too. Because I think if we win that game, most likely we're going through.
Yeah, because I think we should beat Newcastle. That PSG game was a fluke that they won against PSG. That won't happen again. So if we can beat Dortmund, I feel like we should be able to go through.
Yeah. Maybe a Newcastle collect a tie.
Yeah,
You know?
against if they can get a tie against PSG, that would be huge.
Yeah, I think Europe is doable, man. I think Europe is doable.
I don't think it's that easy.
Oh no, it's obviously not that easy, but it's realistic at least.
Well, John, I'll tell you something that you'll not hear in any channel on YouTube. If we play three at the back in Europe, we can win it.
We don't have a team to play three at the back though.
We have
We
to.
have, but Larry, we have two defenders, man. How are you going to play three at the back?
Well, okay, but the Champions League starts properly next in February when you hopefully will get your center backs back. But even though, let's talk for a second. You have how's it called? Kier, Chow, and Tomori. You bring someone from the Primavera. Teo on the left, Florencio or Calabria on the right.
I was gonna say, why not put Calabria as the DM? Because it's gonna take Benacer a little bit of time to get into the swing of things. So
With Benacer playing on those Champions League nights, with Musa or Reinders close to him, Ruben, Leao, Giroud, that is a team that can beat anyone in Champions League. End of the story.
Wait. So Leao plays double with Giroud up front.
No. On the wing, left, just him. Ruben
okay.
more center right. Ruben to keep balance. You don't need anyone on that right side. Just let them go up on that side. Keep Leao up front on the left, Giroud in the middle, and Ruben to kind of connect everything.
So you're saying like just 3-4-3? So are you saying a 3-4-3?
Yeah, 3-4-3, but Ruben, instead of being wide on the right, is in the middle. So more like a 3-5, 1 and Leao on the left.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
You will be so defensive, and every time you go on a counter or you try to break, you will be lethal. If we play defensive against Inter in that semi-final, we probably will have had a great chance to go ahead and play a final in Champions League. If we play defensive football against Inter.
Do you think we would have won the final?
I think the final is a lot of flipping a coin at the end. You never know. You have if you keep playing defensive with City, you never know. It gets crazy after that. So, but what I'm saying is, let's say we go ahead on this group stage and we're playing against a big team in the 16th. Defensive football, you beat them. Fuck it, you fuck everyone. Defensive football.
I tend to agree with that. And I don't agree with the three at the back formation because I don't think we have the team to do that. But I agree that playing a little bit more defensively is the way to go because we leave too many spaces. Like we don't have Maldini defending, man. We have Chow and Tomori defending. So us being a little bit more solid could solve us a lot of problems.
And we were so solid. I remember the game against Tottenham. That Tottenham of Conte had a lot of talent. And as much as it was really unbalanced and whatever, I remember because I was watching them in Premier League, they used to create a lot of chances. We kept them completely quiet.
Salamakers had a fucking screamer of a game against Tottenham, dude. Salamakers was incredible against Tottenham.
Forget about the individuals. The formation, the three at the back, Chow, Kier, and Tomori, man, they couldn't find a solution. Not even a half chance. Teams were not having a half chance. Napoli had chances against us when we were playing four at the back. Defensive football. Napoli had chances.
Know that like there was a certain point where they were considering the three at the back and staying with that, but the issue kept on being Leao, who had a problem playing more centrally. And then it became, Leao needs to play out wide, otherwise he can't perform.
Well, that's why the 3-4. We didn't play a 3-4-3, which is why it wasn't working. Because if you have a 3-4-3, you can still have Teo on the outside and Leao as the winger on the left, so it would still work. But they wanted to play with the two strikers, so I mean, we know Leao isn't very good up top.
Listen, I think we changed that three at the back at that period of time because the press was putting a lot of pressure on Pioli, saying, "Are you gonna go
Yeah.
back on your beliefs and what you think about football?" And Pioli, the ego came in, and Pioli said, "Yeah,
Yep.
I need to go
Yep.
back on my beliefs," and that is something that fucks up every fucking coach. The ego fucks up every fucking coach. If he was humble, he said, "You know what? Fuck it. Big teams in Europe are not even getting a half chance. I'm not moving from here. I'm staying like this. Leao will get his half chances, and we will score goals." That's what I think. But we didn't do that. Fine. It's not like. Thank God City won the league, the Champions League. No, even Inter. If Inter would have won, I would be so pissed off, like crazy. Man, hopefully Napoli wins the league this season, man. I don't want Inter to win the second star. As much as I hate Jerry, I don't want him to be remembered as the
Well, they
the
are
president.
100. They're 100% unquestionably the most mature, prepared team with the best mentality, best roster, best everything. So they're the favorites. Only they can lose it at this point. This is what it seems right now.
Yeah, I agree. The team that everyone keeps saying is about to just completely fall apart because they're just financially unstable is the team that's actually doing the best.
And then, of course, Juventus is doing good, but Juventus
But
not having
Inter has a
Europe.
really good team, but Inter also has a really good system because Inter does not have players that beat the man. They win every game with a really good system. Not saying they don't have good players; they have a really good team, but they also have a pretty clear system. And
Yeah, that's right. And that comes from the top.
I think Inter will drop points a lot, like they do every year. They dropped a lot of points even when we won the league. They will drop point this season as well.
and
But
by the
this
way,
season is so different.
compared
They
to
have a
last
lot of
season,
midfielders this season.
I still think Inter didn't upgrade the team.
You know
I
what?
think
That's what I
they even
thought
downgraded.
from a roster point of view. That's what I thought. But one thing that I've seen that they have upgraded is their mentality and their awareness.
There,
That
I
has,
could agree with you. Yeah,
that
Their
has
consistency is what's getting them through.
I think they will lose point. They will lose point. But the only thing that I'm worried that they have literally they play with three midfielders now, and they have six of them. They have six of them. So
but the
basically, they have
quality
four.
is.
They have six that understand both phases of the game, which is what's most important.
So do you need three of them to get injured for a long period for them to literally drop the way they drop usually every season? Because other positions, if they drop, who fucking cares? If your right back is not good enough, tell him to stay there and fuck it. You will find a way to score goals.
They also have good rotations on the wings too. Really good.
No, please don't say that.
Inter, you don't think so?
I think the midfield is everything there. Of
Yeah,
course, not.
I agree because
I think
Dumfries
the other
has
guys
been
are
awful
average.
this
The other
year.
guys.
I wouldn't say DiMarco is average.
No,
Or I would
not DiMarco. No, DiMarco is average. The other guys.
Dumfries has not had a very good season. I think
But
his
Dumfries,
season's
is not
been
average either. Like Dumfries is an international.
not average, but his season
No,
is
when I
nowhere
say
near as good as last year
average,
or the
I
year
say
before that.
I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's a good player. It's just it's something that you can easily replace or every team can have. It's not like an important player or something amazing.
I don't know if I agree with that. So
No, Dumfries is nothing special, man. I'm sorry.
This year he's struggling.
I know for
But
a
previous
fact.
years, no, he
Dumfries
was
is the
very
captain
important.
of the Dutch national team. Like,
And I'm sorry for the Dutch national team, by the way. I'm really
no, but that's a fine point. I'm saying, okay, I disagree, and I think they're a little bit more valuable than how you are assessing them. But whatever.
Listen, I know because my brother is an Inter fan, so I know all the issues Inter has and all the good things Inter has. The defense, for example, is okay. And they're okay because the system allows them to be okay, to be good. The moment they play another system, they're all over the place because they're old and they don't have pace. But thank God they have three good midfielders up front. They have the wing backs that covers a lot for them as well. So they look good. The moment the system is not there or they need to go and play high in the pitch because they're losing, they concede a lot. So Inter is not a perfect machine. I think Napoli is a perfect machine. It's just underperforming at the moment, and hopefully they come back on track and win the league. Between Inter and Juventus, I think hopefully Juventus wins it. I hate to say that.
The issue I'm seeing with
It's like asking me who is good, Adolf Hitler or Stalin. It's like there is no answer. There is no right answer there. But if you have to pick one,
Go with the lesser of two evils, huh?
yeah, exactly.
listen. But Napoli for me has problems this year. There's problems with the coach and the players. They did not replace Kim. They did not replace Lozano. They did not replace Giuntoli. They did not replace Spalletti. Like, they definitely took a step back, in my opinion. But they're still great. Like, I watched them play against Salernitana. Bro, they play fucking PlayStation football. It was incredible. Like, the triangles, the passing, the quality they have is crazy. They're really good.
And if they win, they'll be ahead of us.
If they win against Empoli, they'll go ahead of us. And
I want Inter to lose tomorrow, Napoli to win, so Napoli has a better chance to go and win the league.
yeah, I think that with Inter, they're in their own universe at this point, and they're just gonna take it. I think maybe Juventus is gonna take it because Juventus doesn't have Europe, but I think it's gonna be between Inter and Juve. I think it's gonna be between Inter and Juve. That's my opinion.
Juventus is gonna be there, man. They fucking have one game a week, man. One fucking game a week. Can you believe
Yeah.
it?
That's a big advantage, huge advantage. I mean, look at what the PSG game did to us against Lecce.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
But
the advantage right
and not only that, but that what you just brought up, whatchamacallit, Dortmund beat Newcastle. Dortmund also lost today. So
Yeah.
when you play against a big team and you go up against a little team, your motivation isn't there.
Yeah. And energies like Leao got injured.
Yeah.
And Loftus-Cheek is not ready. You see, like when Juventus plays a game, when the next game comes around, everybody is 100% fit. Everybody's ready to go. They actually trained during the week. While when you play every 3 games, like you're just doing recovery, physiotherapy, you're trying to manage and doing light trainings.
Yeah. They do tactics, man. They recover Monday, Tuesday. They do physical preparation Wednesday, Thursday. And Friday and Saturday do tactics, so they can actually fucking be a tough team to beat.
Right? They prepare. They have a lot of advantages.
Massive advantage. That's why that PSG win was amazing and it felt so good. But on the other side, I feel like
It kind of papered over some cracks.
yeah,
Put people in a false sense of security.
Well,
it's just tough to play 3 games. 3 games in 1 week.
but
Sunday
also
game.
knowing Milan and knowing the San Siro, like we also knew like that Milan, it was going to be one of those nights that Milan's going to give it their all. Like
Yeah, and we love those nights, man.
Right.
I love them.
that's the Champions League DNA. You can put a shitty team, but we can still win with if things are going the right way.
Yeah, because another thing is 8 or 9 out of 11 players are guys that've been playing together in Champions League for a long time now. Tomori, Calabria,
Yeah. That's right.
Leao, Giroud. In this case, I think in the pitch, the only 3 new guys were even Chao played the entire season with them in Champions League, so Chao can be in that group as well. So the new 3 guys were just Musa, Reinders, and Ruben. So that's important. That's important. That's why we need to keep our team, and I hope we don't sell anyone next summer. That's
no one.
Hopefully, no one. Hopefully, was what Red John says about the betting scandal.
We are not going to sell anyone. Not again. We are not going to sell anyone good. We might sell if someone comes.
Starting 11.
Dude, what the hell? This is a fantasy, guys. This is a fantasy, bro.
The only difference is this: if someone comes with 60 million for Chao, we are going to sell Chao. This is the only.
If someone comes for 90 million for Fernandez, we're going to sell Fernandez. If someone comes with 100,
okay. We're gonna talk about this.
Come on, guys. Come on.
That's the difference. That's
Okay,
the
You're
the
crazy.
difference in the way we see it.
Guido
You
will
are
be happy
insane.
for that, Roy. So, I don't, so
What?
it's
What
about
makes?
perspective, man.
Sorry, like, but what makes you believe that if 150 million offer comes from Lao, that Jerry and these guys are going to say no? Like, what makes you believe that?
Man, I'm not saying that something makes me believe. I'm just hoping. I say I hope. I'm not like
Yeah,
saying
you're right. But
I hope.
Rajon here is sure 100% that
Or
they're going
John
to
is
say
more
no.
confident than me, and I'm happy for him. I mean, me and Rajon, we're in the same place. We don't know. He is more confident. He feels like we're not gonna sell anyone that is relevant. I'm like more. I hope you are sure.
But
I
based on
was
what?
sure a year
Based
ago.
on what?
No, no. I'm just. I'm a positive person, so I was sure 3 months ago. Now I'm hoping. So I was sure we will sell every year. Now I'm hoping, and probably next time I'll be like, yeah, for sure we're not selling anyone, and I get it wrong. You never know.
I
It's
do not listen. Okay, no, I get that, but again, like Jerry spoke about the strategies, the cash flow, the exchange of cash flow, and it was players selling players, etc., etc. This
Mhm.
is the whole thing. This is the whole strategy. So and they did it. It doesn't mean they have to sell our
no,
best player, but if an offer comes, we're not going to say no to that because remember, guys, what is more important for them? It is the end of the road, the stadium, etc., etc., etc. It's the
Roy.
profit, the profit.
Roy.
Exactly.
I agree with you, and I think probably he will sell. The only thing I'm hoping that like Elliot learned, I hope Jerry learns as well. Jerry starts thinking, what the fuck? That was a tough season. We almost didn't make a top four. I almost lost 60
But
million revenues. I
hold
need
on,
to be more careful. Maybe selling these players is not a great
I
idea.
mean, I don't
but,
know how
I
but
much
should
more
leave.
Jerry can learn unless he
hold
lets
on,
Zlatan take control.
hold on. But yeah, Elliot had Gazidis, Maldini, Masara, Boba.
I know, and that's why I'm hoping Jerry learns, puts people that it will tell him, listen, dickhead, you know nothing. Maybe baseball is your thing, football is not your thing. We almost risked to finish fifth or whatever. So better not to sell anyone and to build on this team. That's what I'm hoping because I don't like Jerry, and I think I agree with what you're saying. His end goal is making profit, cash flow, and things like that. But be careful because if you exaggerate on that, you lose big revenues on your side, and maybe you have to sell your team to a lower value. So that's what I'm saying. I hope he learns the lesson. That's it.
Okay. And I want to know why Red John thinks he won't do that.
It's
Based on what evidence?
Because he
uh,
doesn't read anything that comes out. He just goes off of his
it,
own head canon.
it doesn't read anything that comes out. Nice one, Nathan. You got me there. Now,
I mean, you didn't read his
let
whole
me
transfer strategy,
let
so
me let me do the real man talk, Nathan. So the idea is very very simple. The idea is the following. Right now, we have sold one player, and everyone is uh, smashing their heads on the wall, was smashing their heads into the wall, saying we are not a selling team. If there's someone who has always said that, it's been me, that we are not a selling team, and that's what I've always hated about even the thought of being that. We sold that one player, we sold it for good money, which I think was more than what Tonali was worth at the moment. And it turns out that that player had a gambling addiction, yada, yada, yada. I am of the idea that the club, even though officially they will never admit it, the club knows what happens in the locker room because people
That will
talk.
never stand in a court of law, dude. That is crazy that you even bring that up. Like,
Yeah,
what's the point of even bringing
it
stuff like that up?
it
Like
it not
now it's
standing in
now
the court of
now it's
law. Listen, it not standing in the court of law does not mean that the club didn't know. The court of
you
law
can't use that as an argument
decides.
to
No,
have an
No,
opinion.
no, he's
no,
just
no, no.
explaining the reason why he believes
I'm
that.
ex- I'm explaining the reason why I believe. The reason why I believe is this: that the one player that they sold so far, and they spent. Because here's the thing. Because I would understand you guys if the way we did things was the following: we sold Tonali, and then we spent the money only from Tonali. But we didn't do that.
Yeah, but
sold
you're
Tonali.
missing one. You're missing one clear thing.
We sold Tonali for 65 million. Of that 65 million, I think in the end we only got around 58 because 10% went to Lecce, and we spent 130 million. So now
You're
tell me.
missing one thing, John.
So now tell me,
You're missing
are
one
these
thing.
guys not putting money from the club or not? I think they are more than what we sell.
You're missing
This is
something.
my idea.
The reason
Tell
why
me.
they didn't know, is because they only came to Tonali because Inter refused to sell Barella.
No, I don't know, Nathan.
Who didn't know?
Okay, Nathan. I don't want you guys to discuss this because literally we don't know. So, I agree a bit with Red John. In the dressing room, you know these things. So therefore, if
Dressing
it's
room?
not in the dressing room, it goes to the management.
Okay, but Laird, if we have to then use speculations as opinions that we're going to, debate with, then I'm just gonna go with what you said, which is,
Yeah.
If he stayed at Milan,
Exactly.
then they would have covered him up.
Because until he stay at Milan, nothing came out. The moment he leaves Milan, everything comes out. The moment Zaniolo leaves Roma, everything comes out, and he goes
but
in England. The moment Tonali
Zaniolo-
goes in, everything comes
Zaniolo
out.
was in Turkey.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The moment Zaniolo leaves Italy, leaves Roma, everything comes out. The moment Tonali is at Milan, nothing comes out. This guy never bet anything. Tonali's been 3 years at Milan. He did 3 years at Milan. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the problem with that is this: that this is the the egg and the chicken problem.
No,
Did
no,
it
no.
come out because
Why
did it
even-
come out because Milan knew about it and knew about the investigation in a way or another? Therefore,
Only thing you could
opted to
say,
sell him, or did it come out because Tonali left Milan and therefore they went after players that are not playing in
The
Serie A?
only objective
It's the
thing you
chicken
could
of the
say
egg.
about this, Red John, the only objective thing you could say about this is that at the end, Milan got lucky and they dodged the bullet. That's
No,
the
no.
only generosity.
Okay. Well, whatever we know, that's the way we should talk about it, because of course we don't know, we're just speculating. And Red John says that he explains it before starting his logic. One thing I want to talk with Red John that I'm a bit worried when he says we sold Tonali for 65 million, which was even was the right price or even a great deal for us. The problem is that when you say that, you agree with Roy and Nathan. So if the right amount comes, Theo goes, Mike Magnan goes, Leao goes.
No,
Well,
and
okay.
here's this is the reason why I said this, that for some players like Chow, for example, if the right amount comes, we're gonna sell. And I'm not gonna be against selling someone like Chow, for example, or selling someone like Krunic, or selling someone like pick a player who can be replaced.
No,
What
just
I'm
pick
gonna
me,
be
pick me the list of
what-
the players you will never sell. It's easier. I
exactly
guess.
the list of the players that I will never sell is the following: Leao, unless you go and buy Mbappe, in which case I'm okay with selling Leao.
Of
And
course.
Leao, Theo, I don't want Theo to be sold, and I don't want Magnan to be sold. These are the three players that
What
are not
about
going to be sold.
Tomori? I think Tomori as well should go in that list, in my opinion. It's hard to
Tomori,
replace with money. It's not easy.
Tomori of this season should not be sold either. But Tomori of last season could have been sold.
No, my
Because
logic
Tomori this
is
season is by far the best. Yeah.
so.
I
My
agree.
logic is that Tomori will never receive 100 million offer. So if he receives a 50 million, 60 million offer, it's not easy to replace. That's my logic.
I agree with that. But for 50 million, I don't even think they're going to sell him for 50 million.
Yeah.
But what if we receive 100 million for Tomori? Do we sell him or not?
Okay. Me, lad, that doesn't give a shit. I don't take any money from that.
Yeah, I understand.
Transaction. I will say no, keep it, because actually I need another guy like Tomori, close to Tomori. You know what I mean? Or I need
Yeah.
that. But I understand this is crazy because it shouldn't is illogical. But it would be nice to be now that we are financially stable, that we have a good
To
revenue.
turn down these offers.
It'd be nice to say no, thank you. We are here to actually go for the Champions League next season.
If
Yeah,
I
because
was,
you gotta remember, every time we sell a pillar, we then have to try and wait another 2 or 3 years for the next person to come good. Like we're never ever going to be a big team.
No, but this is the difference. The difference is this, because we have discussed it a lot of times, and the example is Liverpool. Liverpool sold their best player, right, in Coutinho. They sold their best player for a huge amount of money, and they constructed a team that dominated Europe.
Their best player is debatable.
Okay,
That's
no.
debatable.
Rejon,
wasn't the best player.
Lose Valencia of the second of the century.
Rejon, listen to me. I totally agree with you. That was an incredible move, and you're right on that. The to compare that is like receiving 250 million for Leao. So I at that point I would be like, Jerry is a crazy man if he doesn't sell Leao for 250 million. Even though it's not my money, I'm not getting any money out of it. I understand that 250 million in Serie A, you build a dream team. I understand that. So what happened to Liverpool was a crazy situation. Barcelona sold Neymar for 200 million. They spent 160 million on Coutinho. That at that time was stupid amount of money. They literally, even a Premier League team would have built a team from scratch. So I agree with you. That is an amount of money that you will get. A stupid amount of money for Leao makes sense what you're saying. But that stupid amount of money will never come for Teo Hernandez, for Mike Maignan, for Tomori. So that is the only case you can use that is for Leao as a player. That's my opinion.
Sure.
If Leao gets sold for 250 million, you know what? Fucking, that's a stupid amount of money. You can literally buy a 50 million player, 200 million player. So that's 3 top tier players. Crazy top tier. So I agree with you on that. But it's not going to happen. Is it going to happen? My fear is they're going to sell Leao for 150 million. Sell Leao for 150 million is a bit scary, considering the market now and what prices are.
Yeah, those offers are definitely coming. There's no doubt about it. Offers like that are definitely coming for Leao because he is the next player up for the big clubs to get. Like now he's seems to be ready, especially with the performance. So we're going to look at it like that, and so that offer is coming. I'm very curious to see what Redbird does, but I'm.
Oh man, I hope Redbird sells before the transfer market starts. Honestly, man.
What sells what?
Sells Milan. That's what I want. Dude, when the fuck is gonna finish that war, man? Russia, Ukraine. Is it I'm gonna really end that war?
Why?
So those fucking oligarchs can come back and buy whatever they want to buy.
Abramovich.
Jesus Christ. I feel like their money has been frozen somewhere. It looks like in Saudi the money is finished, man. No one wants to invest outside the Saudi.
Why? What's going on?
Well, they're gonna grow their league, no? They don't care about buying big clubs. They realize that PSG was a failure.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So they don't want to spend any more in Europe to buy clubs.
I still think that getting a team like Milan or Inter or even a team like Sevilla would still be good just based off of who they are. So like obviously the Milan clubs are a very big brand, but in like La Liga, Sevilla is a big team, even if they've been struggling. But there's not other teams that you can market and say, oh, this is going to be a great matchup against teams like Barcelona or Real Madrid, like money wise. So there's still like a handful of teams, but not much. I agree with that.
Man, I'm watching the highlights. Leao completely destroyed PSG, man. Single-handedly destroyed PSG.
10 out of 10 performance. That was.
They cannot stop him. These kids in the midfield, they cannot run close to him.
I think that was one of the most beautiful wins we've had in years. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
That game
But
gave me Saka vibe, Leao, man.
Yeah,
but still, for me, Leao wasn't the best.
I literally got chills.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go with either.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
ROC
go with
or Calabria for me is still
RLC
better.
had 2 big mistakes. I don't think he can take that. I mean, he had a great game, but those 2 mistakes have to say something. Like
And
Lau
that's
was
why I had Calabria as the best for me.
Calabria and Lau were perfect. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but Lau, fuck.
Roy, you saw the interview of Brahim Diaz when he spoke about Milan.
I read it. Yeah,
Oh man, poor
yeah,
kid.
yeah.
Wait, what did he say?
Oh, he was like kind of a sad talking about Milan.
Nostalgia.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I was trying to like, was it like a bad thing or good thing?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no. He said great thing is like really happy they won. Milan is my team. I'm their biggest fan, and it looked like a bit like it misses
Did-
Milanello.
was Ibra that the one that had this interview?
No, Diaz, Brahim Diaz.
Brahim Diaz, yeah, but because he is not getting much playing time, it's
I
Real
mean,
Madrid.
he played a lot today.
No, but I guess it's not about just playing. It's just about I think he had friends there. It was
Yeah,
bigger connect. 3 years, there and all
yeah.
the guys.
Yeah, he
Kind
But
of-
says him and Ancelotti talk whenever Milan does well.
yeah, exactly.
but,
Then
yeah. But where did you read this, by the way? Can you post it in the
no,
chat?
there is actually on Instagram. There is an interview from the Italian TV that was telling him, "Oh, you saw Milan yesterday against PSG," and he's like, "Yeah, I saw them." So I can share that. Let me see if I can. I will put it on the WhatsApp chat. You can see it straight away.
Okay.
So maybe he comes back in January, but I don't know what we're gonna do
Well,
with
that
the
rumor did come out.
defensive midfielder, man. I need a
Nathan pushed the rumor.
Wait, say that again.
You're the one that posted the rumor of Brahim Diaz coming back to Milan in
Oh
January.
yeah.
We get Chomeni on loan. We get Chomeni on loan from Real Madrid.
Yeah, Chomani.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Right.
They only spend 100 million to get him.
Dude, Real Madrid is the number one when it comes to how they built. Bro, they are stacking up with all the superstars of the future. Like they're
And
stacking up.
Bellingham, what a fucking player, Bellingham. It's absolutely unbelievable.
And they want Musiala
How-
too, which is like crazy. Like they're not
how,
done.
how can you have that much of an impact as a 20-year-old in a team like Real Madrid? It goes beyond me. It's crazy.
Well,
20
we
years
know
of age.
Madrid.
What the
Madrid.
fuck?
Madrid gets real players, so that's why.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't fuck around. They don't fuck around.
Like
They
that's
know
the difference,
like,
man.
you know who the good ones are, dude. It's easy
Right,
to
like
tell. Like, bro,
Yeah,
right.
but,
We,
yeah,
we
but Roy,
if we go
Roy,
out and buy Bellingham and fucking Chouameni and
yeah, but
fucking
Roy,
goddamn Endrick and fucking
But
Vinicius, our team will be
that's the
fucking phenomenal too.
Of course, but the difference is that there are two things. First of all, is that we spend 130 million to buy 10 players. They spent 100 million to buy one player.
Yeah,
Second
but
of
you
all,
know that they're
they
spending
have
this money on players that didn't cost that much. The problem is
if
Milan. It's not the
if
problem
we
is
went to listen, if we went to Bellingham with 100 million this summer, we wouldn't have gotten him. It's simple as that. We don't have
By
the
the way,
goal Real Madrid has.
Gabia is bowling Villarreal, man.
Gabbia,
Yeah,
grande.
playing
So
like
much hate on Gabbia, guys. He was
playing like a Nesta, prime Nesta in La Liga.
he was the reason that we were losing games. He was the reason everything was bad. Well, look at now. This is literally the worst season
I
we've
mean,
had so
to
far.
be fair, I'm really happy we sent him on loan because if he
it
comes
was
back,
well overdue.
Gabi is a perfect, squad player for Milan, in my opinion. It will be perfect, and you don't need more than Gabi in the bench. He will play well if he has. He doesn't need a lot of playing time. He needs a full season as a starter, and he's playing a lot in La Liga, so it's a good thing for him.
He's good with his feet. He knows how to play from the back. I see why he would do well in Spain, though. But hopefully he comes back when he's a resource.
Yeah, because it's free for us.
Yeah, Salamakers is still our player. CDK is still our player. So these players are still our players.
The way they structure the deal with CDK looks like we're gonna sell him if he does okay with Atalanta. Atalanta wants to buy him.
It's basically to get the money back. That's it. But Gabbia will be perfect. Instead of having Kier next season in the bench, you have Gabbia. Fuck it. It's good. Gabbia after a full season as a starter in Spain is a better player.
Yeah, I agree. I agree
You don't
with
need.
that.
I'm done of spending money on players that you don't know if they will perform. At least you know what you're getting from Gabbia. He will perform on these games. But CDM.
So, go ahead.
No, talking about serious thing. Are you guys excited about GTA 6?
I don't play that game.
Bravo there, bravo.
You're not excited, Roy. I know
I don't
you
play that
it-
game. I only
Yeah,
play the only video game I play is FIFA. That's it. Nothing else.
Jesus Christ, you spend all that money on a console to play one video game.
Well, I
But-
mean, you can also watch movies and
Sure.
do a lot
Sure,
of shit.
sure.
But yeah, essentially, yes. I only bought it to play FIFA. Yep.
Excited. Anyway, GTA, man, I'm quite excited. What do you think, Nathan? What is gonna be? Which city?
I don't know.
It's not that
I
deep.
don't know.
Say one.
It's really interesting to see if they move somewhere else because you have to think of like a big city. So New York City,
So
Houston, Dallas.
I'll give you a clue. So they did 2 games in New York City. They did 2 games in Los Angeles. So now they have just
Oh.
1 game in Miami.
Yeah,
So
but the next biggest cities though are Houston.
no, man. I know you're from there. I understand.
No, but I'm just saying in
Right,
general, like Houston is like the second or third biggest city in the United States. So that's why I'm trying to think of like a big city.
I think it's gonna be Vice City again. So because they've done 2
You
games
think
already.
so?
Yeah, it's gonna be
Well,
Vice
but-
City again.
Hmm.
Man, and they closed the mod of Vice City, so probably they hired the guys that did the mod to create GTA 6. So I think it's gonna be Vice City. Although I would love to be in Europe for once, but it's too difficult to make it in Europe. That's the problem. It's too difficult to do a open world sandbox in Europe, in a European city.
Maybe not though. It just depends on where where it would be. Like London would be easy to do, I feel like.
Yeah, maybe London. It's just the architecture in Europe is so different. So to recreate it in a in a proper way, it will be complicated. But the US cities are more simple. They're all skyscraper and similar buildings, so it's easier to recreate.
Yeah,
But-
but those skyscrapers that's really just downtown areas though.
Yeah, I think, and they have already the engine,
Like
and all
the engine and the physics and
doing in the United States.
a lot of copy and pasting for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, buildings can only look different unless they're like a specialized building made by somebody,
Yeah, no, it's
like a known person or something.
still exciting. Still exciting. Looking forward
Yeah,
to
it's only been like half a lifetime, so
13 years now. Is it 13 years? No,
it's been a really long time.
10 years when they announced it. It's gonna happen, man, and it's gonna be probably they will release 2 years after the announcement.
Damn.
A lot of waiting, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a long ass freaking time.
Dude, 2 years fly, man. You don't even imagine. It looks like yesterday when we were in Europa League with Rio Ave.
Yeah, you have a point. You do have a point.
Maldini is going to go work with a Saudi Arabian team.
Is it official?
No, it's not official yet.
It's
but it
just
looks like-
rumors. I hope he does. I want him to go to a big team in Europe,
Me too.
or not necessarily a big team, but a respectable team.
PSG. I think he should go to PSG.
With
so
Donnarumma,
that
yeah?
so,
With
so they
Donnarumma.
can call him a snake with Donnarumma and categorize
fans
him
will
with
do that. No matter where he'll go, yeah, you'll get scrutiny. But
they're gonna say, "Oh, Maldini wasn't fired. He actually quit for a bigger paycheck."
oh yeah, I'm sure someone will come up with that for sure. Someone will say stuff like that for sure.
I hope he accepts the job, whatever job is. I think he should be a sporting director. He should stay in football,
Yeah.
and I think as much as I always defended him, of course he needs to do his job and improve on his job. And I think if he goes and accept that job, it's not a bad thing. It's a lot of money though, so clearly he's gonna do it for the money. But if nothing comes out in Europe, he should still keep working. Be
Yeah, of course. You should, dude.
run clubs and football.
Yeah,
That's why I said like a maybe not necessarily a mid-table team, but a team that's normally like 6th or 7th place would be able to utilize Maldini.
Yeah, but if the offer doesn't come, what do? You accept the only one that comes, and I think the
Yeah,
Saudis.
but these people don't think clearly. Like if Maldini is there, like how we were saying, Maldini was our ace in the hole. Like we didn't have the money to buy these big name players, but if you said Maldini and it's like, damn, Maldini wants me to come to AC Milan because he thinks I'm good. You can't really put a price on that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's right. The day to day that Maldini brings and it's Jesus, man. Like that is priceless. That is literally 1 in 8 billion. 1 in 8 billion. Like, how do you? I don't know.
I don't think it's like you guys are making it.
It really is. When you see Thierry Henry act like a fucking school child in front of Maldini, that's all you need to know.
That's all.
No, but that's a different.
Let me guess
thing.
that didn't happen either, right, Red John? That didn't happen.
That was acting.
That
They're
happened.
acting.
But I don't know what you're talking about. But
Guys,
the fact that,
guys, let me say
the
why
fact that
why the
Maldini
fuck
is
I'm-
respected does not
you know,
that
hey,
makes Maldini
Commander,
the
wait,
best.
wait,
Oh
wait,
shit!
Commander.
What's up,
Fucking
Clint? I
direct.
didn't even
You know
realize
why
you
I'm
were
mad?
here.
You know why I'm mad, bro? I woke up. I went to sleep at 4 yesterday. I woke up at 7 to watch these fucking bastards play the game at 8. So I'm half asleep. I'm up. I
Clint,
had to come downstairs.
Clint,
Let
the
him,
whole
let him cook, Larry. Let him cook, Larry. Let him cook. Go ahead,
no,
Clint.
we spoke about that. Clint, get over, man.
I don't get
No,
over what.
no,
I
let
just
him,
got here, bro.
let him cook,
I
Larry. Go
just
on,
need
Clint.
no.
Go
I
ahead.
just need to let my rant off because I'm not gonna stay here long.
I know, purely out, man. I know.
Yes, Clint. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
But I've been no because it's just to reinforce for me because like I said earlier, I posted in the chat, dude. We can say we have an average squad. I would follow that statement with the bigger teams. Let's say if we have that display, fine. I'll let you guys have that off. But when we start playing teams like this, Lecce hasn't won in 6 games. See, this is what you cannot tell me Lecce has better players than Milan. I'm sorry. And this is where I put it on the coach. And that's what I stand behind, bro. I'm sorry. Udinese now this stuff, like, I'm sorry, bro. And I got to agree, for me, Chukwueze, bro, scam. Sorry. Do not good. Got to go. I was never sold. I
Gotta
look
go.
now. Yeah, I played that game. I don't give a fuck if it's half. Yeah, I can already see, bro. He's too small. Yeah. That's I think that's gonna be when we look back at the end of the season. I think he's gonna be one of the ones that's a flop, along with Jovic. I can say that now comfortably, and I'll leave it as that.
Okay, Clint.
Yeah, but like we did, like also I need
Deserby.
that
You
GTA
need
6, bro.
Deserby.
I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna come find you.
What do you mean? So when are we getting Deserby, Clint? When is Deserby coming?
Bro, in my dreams, Deserby's already freaking won the Champions League with us. In reality, I
He's
have
gonna
to
win it with
compromise.
City. He's gonna win it with City in reality.
Dude, yeah. Hey, you know what my fear is, though? Is what's his name, man? Jesse Marsh It's been
No, no,
doing that
no. It's
CBS stuff.
Graham Potter, Clint. It's
Listen,
Graham Potter.
you said Graham
Yeah,
Potter though,
That's
but
what I
Jesse
think is
Marsh,
going to happen. That's
Jesse
exactly-
Marsh been at San Siro the past few games
Is
of
he
the
American?
Champions League,
Is he
and I'm
American?
scared.
Jesse
I'm scared.
Marsh.
I'm like, yo, I hope Jetty is not speaking to this dude. You know, he went to an Ivy League with his boy. Furlani is also Ivy League. They're gonna be all buddy up and be like,
Is
oh,
he
how about you
American?
just come to Milan? I don't
Is
want
he
that
American,
shit, man.
Clint? Do you know if he's
Who?
American?
Marsh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
He
American.
came from Ivy
Guys,
League.
I
He
am
was-
so
Yeah,
sure
he was-
what's going to happen. They need people that like they talk in the same wavelength, and it's
Yeah, I'm telling you, because he
Has
went
to
to
be.
Princeton. What's his name? Jesse Marsh got to Princeton, but he was smart enough. He went to Europe. The reason why I say this and I keep bringing him up, he fits a profile where like Europeans will be able to compromise with him because he's not coming from the MLS. Yes, but he did a lot of his schooling and or like the American mentality. He has it. He's been in Europe, semi-successful. I mean, he was good at Salzburg, but when he went to Leeds, it was downhill from there. And also Leipzig, I think just from Leipzig, actually, they got fired. And then he ended up at Leeds.
Uh-huh.
That's
The problem is, I
profile,
don't want
that's
Jetty
it.
looking at him and be like, you know what? He's American. You understand European football. Let's go
That's
get
it.
him. Especially I started
That's the
getting nervous
profile.
when I started to see him at San Siro, bro. I'm like, oh, no. Jetty probably
That's
seen
it.
him. And he
It's
needs a
over.
job. He's out of a job right now. It's scary.
That's the thing. Like that's a big question. Like, who is Jerry going to like talk to? For his sake, he needs someone that understands his culture, understands him, and an American is a perfect guy.
It's a perfect guy, especially an
it's
American
gonna
that
go
was in
to that
Europe.
guy.
Yeah. And I'll reckon, bro. American that's in
Lord.
Europe. He's known around. He's gonna be recommended because I think he wanted a US job. They give it to Berhardt, which for me, I think he would have done good in the US because he has a European type pedigree for mid-table teams for sure. But you have, like you said, you have noobs at Milan. Most than likely, if Pioli goes, let's say Graham Potter says no, he's going to be that ideal candidate. I'm sorry.
Hey,
It's gonna
Clint,
be that guy.
you're right, Clint. I mean, you're definitely right.
Because I've been paying it. That's why I've been praying, bro. I'm telling you, I've been praying for this guy to have a club. He doesn't. And I'm like, fuck. You know, I want another coach. I want him to be gone. So I don't know. So let's see. It's speculation right now, and I don't want nobody putting in the chat, Clint, with conspiracies. Just saying, bro.
Hey, so far what we've
It's
seen,
literally-
our
it's
Americans, the Americans are sticking together. Is what we've seen.
Right.
Elliot to these fucking bastards. So what you're saying is not. It
It's
shouldn't be
following
taken
a
lightly,
certain
Clint.
logic. It's following a logic that we are seeing.
Yeah,
that we're
yeah,
reading.
yeah. It
And
really
the
is.
reason why I say that, Nathan, you know, even Roy, you can understand. You work in corporate America. You know how they do. It's the alumni on alumni, the connects.
Yep.
Oh, you went to my school. Like I said, Furlani went to Harvard. You understand me? I think what's his name also went to Harvard. He went to Ivy League, like Jetty, if I'm not mistaken. Marsh went to the school. He went to Princeton, I think, or even Harvard University. Between those two, that's where he comes from. They all speak the same fucking language, and they fit each profile, right? One is a coach, one is the financial thing, one is the owner. It's like it just trickles down, like the stars just fucking align.
So Clint, you're telling me my club is gonna be run by those nerds you see on films?
Yep, indeed,
Yep.
sir. Like it's gonna be like, what's that show? What's that show on fucking
In
Apple
between,
TV?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Larry, I think you're really underestimating how close this situation actually really is.
No, I don't think Jesse Marsh and I mean Potter can be. It's weird, but it can happen. I still don't think it's gonna happen, but there is a chance. Jesse Marsh.
They bring who they know, and in the football American world, they're gonna talk around, and they're gonna bring it because you gotta understand that's what they do. Why they bring in Gazidis? Gazidis is the first commissioner of the MLS, so they have familiarity with him. They're like, yo, you work in the States, you know how the American way is from a business perspective. He's going to understand that. Jesse Marsh, coming from this school of thought, he's going to, with the whole data thing, he's going to be okay with that. He didn't grow up in Europe.
That's what they're going to be looking
Yeah.
for.
And that's what they're gonna look at.
A guy that is all down with that
with
strategy.
the data stuff with like because he's gonna have that American sports type mentality
Right,
regardless of even if he works in Europe or not. That's the problem. And
Any
like I
other
said,
coach
you know,
would never work. They need
Right.
that's what they need.
you need that type of coach will work in day world, follow orders, the big collaborative plan and team where everybody is all aligned in sync.
Yeah.
And that's and that's why I've been looking. And like I said, I've been in right now. Guess what?
That's what I
Right now
predict.
he's a commentator on CBS. There's a reason he's over there for right now. Let's see what that pan out. So I'm pretty sure his name came across Jerry's desk. I'll put money on the table. I know it has, but let's see, man. But if we can get this, that'd be, man. I won't mind getting also what's his name? What's his name? Fucking Leverkusen show Xavi Alonso, but he's doing some crazy work.
Xavi Alonso is going to
Yeah,
Real
he is.
Madrid.
Yeah, I
You
think
think
he.
so?
I think he is. I think they're gonna get him right away, especially if he wins the league.
Oh,
They
Xavi
get him.
Alonso. Yeah, for sure, man.
He goes, but
I
Ruben
mean, he
Amorim
got
too.
deserved. That is they are flipping a coin basically.
Yeah, but Ruben Amorim, I think he's that's another one that's good. He's a good
Nah, man, he's the
Clint,
next.
I can't remember.
Let's
Is
go.
Van Nistelrooy still the coach over
no,
at?
he left. He left PSV.
He left.
Yeah, a lot of
Okay.
people were pissed. Yeah, he actually put in he put in a 2-week notice. So
That 2-week notice.
yeah, he
Because
did,
I was
but
gonna say that could have been another maybe potential for Madrid. These are two legends, after all.
I don't think. Yeah, he could have, but usually it's hard. Germany makes more sense because it's more tactical. They tend to not, especially after Ten Hag. I'm highly doubt people are gonna be taking coaches from the Netherlands.
I mean,
Right.
Ten Hag is,
Bro.
Manchester United is not a type of team that Ten Hag should be
Dude,
going
even
to.
if it wasn't Man United, bro. Even if it wasn't Man United, here's one perfect insight. The book of Gullit, when I read it, like he gave me the number one problem in the Netherlands, and just from the coaching perspective, even down to the players. And that's one of the biggest flaws is people in the Netherlands are too caught up in a system, right? They're too caught up in a system in terms of like, he said football requires more than that. He said you go to other countries and passion is communicating to players. You go to Italy, it's just not, let's just do tactics, right? It's like they show you how to cheat. Like the problem, he said in the Netherlands, they want to be perfectionists, right? They don't know when to go down or where to do certain things. And that's why they fell behind. And you see the reason why Man United, he's struggling, and I've been watching Man United games, bro. The mentality, bro, they don't have that rage. There's nothing there, bro. It's like a fucking empty shell you see on the field. No grinta, no nothing. It's just, let's do the tactics. That's it. You're too caught up on the tactics. It's just not that. So
I can agree. I can agree with what you're saying.
And that's the problem.
Clint, I want Pioli, man, next season.
I don't know, like, but I think I don't know at this point. I don't. If for me, you keep Pioli if you're not gonna bring somebody from the next caliber, bro. But like, I just want him to go because at least I want to see a spark in the players, right? I'm thankful for what he did, but I think he ran his course. Now, if we're
What about
okay,
Pirlo? What about Pirlo?
Yeah, but I really think they're just trying to make Milan into an EPL team.
Bro, you're gonna bring Pirlo, you might as well promote Abate. There's no difference between those two. At least Abate has actually more experience with Primavera.
Yeah, I think this guy is trying to get away from damn near anything Italian, and they want to go full EPL mode. Everything about this to me screams, I want to be like the EPL. Not saying that just because they're Italian, but you know, these EPL teams, the top ones barely have any English players on them.
I agree with you. He's making Milan more international. Everyone speaks English now. Everyone is making sure that we can appeal the world instead of just Italy. So Zlatan has a lot of following on social media. Is a big brand as a personality. Speaks English. Fulani speaks English. The other guy, Scaroni, speaks English. Jerry speaks English. Now the coach will be the next one that needs to speak English.
But
Um,
and that would have been good, right? Like that would have been good if you mix that with football. But if just these guys, then we're gonna have a Chelsea. Chelsea bought everybody they bought everybody in the world.
Yeah, but
They don't
Chelsea
know
didn't
what the
have a
fuck to do.
Maldini to
From
guide
even
them.
the
That's what
junior,
their
bro,
problem is.
from even like their own Primavera at Chelsea, but then they bought every fucking kid. They don't know how to loan them out. They don't know what to do.
so jokes aside, Lukaku will cost 40 million next summer. Are we going for Lukaku?
I mean, yeah, fuck, go for him. Lukaku's gonna guarantee you goals, bro. You go for him. Giroud
And
cannot play. I'm sorry.
and Lukaku's adept at playing with the striker or by himself. So
Because if you're gonna bring another young striker, let's say you bring Sesko, hypothetically speaking, you have a Lukaku, because Giroud needs to be replaced. It should be Giroud should barely see the field next year. Giroud should not even play over 45 minutes next year, bro. He's gonna be 39. You were never the most agile individual, even when you were young. Nothing tells me you're gonna do anything. You can't hold the ball. So I'm sorry. Like this should be really your last fully season. The fact that he even plays full 90s is fucking absurd to me. Like I'm like, damn, I'm shook. Maybe he does have good genes.
hey man, that's the ownership for you. They got big bucks, remember? They're doing all sorts of
No,
stuff for
but
the
bro, you can blame
team. Blah
ownership.
blah blah.
To Pioli's dumbass. It was his
Pioli.
job to develop. No. He could have developed Colombo. Dude, you have all these players underneath. When you're a manager, you're running that. When they come, everything is on the pitch. You get to scout. You have your team that for a reason. Yes, management's gonna do what they do. We know where management stands. But you can alternate. You can tweak. You're also gonna get blamed. I'm not gonna let them off the hook. I'm sorry, bro. You bring those people in. In a game like that, why Bartesaghi can't start, bro? Jerry's not gonna tell you to start any of these guys. You know what to do. You bring these in, you develop. That's how you develop these players. If somebody like Bartesaghi doesn't get to see the pitch, this game he could have easily started.
Easily.
If they don't get to start, I'm looking at Barcelona. I'm like, bro, their peers, people in their age group and other leagues, they're already starting. And at that age, you just need to get the game time. That's the
even
reality.
L2 honestly should be in contention for starting DM. Like, I don't understand why this kid's not getting to play at all. Makes zero sense.
But anyway, the problem is I'm just speculating to see. I mean, the damage is what it is. I mean, we're not winning no league. You know, you can't win the league getting this amount of goals back to back. So it's, I'm saying a good year for us. I'm gonna be honest with you. Around a 16, top 4. Let's see what happens next year. As long as Inter don't get the second spot.
Clint, a good year for us is Inter not winning the league this season.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's first thing.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But Laird, if they don't win the league and we don't get 4th place, then it's still a bad year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. So top 4 Inter not winning the league. Top 4
I
Inter
think that
not
we'll
winning
get
the
top
league.
4 because the other teams are not consistent, especially when the new year hits. We'll be able to really define the line.
Clint, I would normally agree with that, but man, our form and mental fragility is at an all-time.
It's 2023.
Low.
I think if you look at 2023 as a whole block, that's the reason why I say Pioli should be fired, because you start looking since the January all the way along, it's all the same season in one. Even though we had a big turnover towards the end, but you should look at it as that block year when our dip form continued. It's still plaguing. It's still around, bro. You cannot isolate them and be like, oh, this is a new season. No. You can probably do it in 2024. But that 2023, we're losing the 5-0 and all that. It's the continuation of Pioli is lacking ideas. You're going to 4-4-3. Now you're at 4-2-1. Now you don't know what you want to do. The same year last year, we're at 5-3. Like, bro, work on these formation and be like, you know what, we're gonna switch at this purpose and all that. We can put blame on players. I can do that all day, but I'm not gonna blame the players over and over.
It's both.
It's both, man. Everyone said this summer after a few suspicious games, this midfield will take 3 to 6 months to how do you say merge.
And why RSC didn't play today? Is he injured still?
No, the coach just, because he just came back and he played so long, he felt like
it was a lot of fatigue.
Yeah.
Right. So why you saw Leao damn near played from start to finish against PSG that we had to defend a lot, bro. The players were tired. And I was reckoning he had to do a big turnover this time. There he has muscle problem. And all of our injuries, muscle problem.
Yo, Clint.
Well, Clint, this is why we keep saying, why are the Primavera not being used? If you play every 3 days, you should be utilizing the Primavera more than teams like Juventus who play once a week. And yet Juventus promotes their players more than we do.
Anyway,
Like
guys,
it's literally
let's not
backwards.
get it
Literally
twisted.
backwards.
I
let's
need
not
to
get it
close
twisted.
this live. I need to close this live, guys.
Go ahead, lie.
I'm sorry, but I need to close it. It's been 3 hours. I promise I'm not gonna do more than 2, but I did 3. I'm sorry, Clint. You just joined. Do you
No,
want to say?
that's all good. I just want to add my 2 cents for this.
Yeah. Do you want to close it? You want to end your opinion, and everything?
No, I mean, hopefully Italy qualifies, man. For the Satsuri, hopefully they qualify. Because if they don't qualify, then there's a pure
Why
crisis.
you care? Why you care? Why you care? Italy qualifying.
I'm a Atsuri fan, bro. Before anything.
Are you? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, yeah, always. I told you I started supporting Italy before Milan.
Okay.
Just because I don't partake in these debates of anti-Italy, which but no, I still am. But yeah.
Why,
Yeah,
Clint? We can use you in our team, and then we gotta.
Oh no,
fight.
it's because I agree on both spectrums. I'm not completely on one end, so that's why I'm usually quiet. But anyway,
Yeah, he supports Italy, but he recognize the limits that the national.
yeah, right. So
that's fine.
But at the end of the day, first out Tutti, because we're going into the international break, and hopefully, do you guys know when we get Ben Nasser back?
Dude, you always come live and ask for that, and I'll tell you January.
Do you think Italy is going to finally? Do you guys think Italy is going to finally beat Macedonia in Rome?
No, I think they will. They will.
I mean, if they don't do,
man, I ain't getting my hopes up, man.
Dude, if they don't do it, I recommend UEFA not to put them together in the group anymore. If they want to see on a competition. But interesting, Roy.
All right, man.
Feeling?
Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good weekend, and we're gonna be here.
Forza Milan, guys.
Forza.
It's gonna be 2 weeks of international break, but after this weekend,
well,
we will try to do a live.
For me, the international break is really interesting because there's the youngsters that are playing, the U19s, the U20s, the U21s, the seniors. At least for Italy, but of other countries too. So it's going to be. There's some Milan players out. Zeroli got a call for the U19. Magni got a call for the U19. And
when's their first game?
What about Camarda? Isn't Camarda supposed to be playing with U19 too?
No, man.
Camarda is U17. But the U17 already did their thing. So I don't know if there's another national break right now.
Okay.
Have you realized, Clint? In Europe, we have youth 17, youth 19. Youth
That's everyone
21.
in the world. My cousin played U17 for Ivory Coast. I know. No, the reason why I say that is because for the Primavera he played with the U19, right? So
Right.
Why not call
that's
me?
right. No, that's true.
Yeah.
The U21 looks really good, man. The U21.
That's the one I hate.
Really
right. That's the one I hate. This is the one
that squad looks really good.
Yeah.
For the senior squad.
Let me guess. Tonali is still in it.
No, Tonali can't be in it.
He can be in there, Tonali. It's
I think I didn't see Casadei, right? I think he's injured or something.
How old is Casadei? Oh yeah, he's young. He's 20, 21.
Something like that.
Well, all right, guys. I'm out.
All right, later.
See you guys. Forza Milan. Thank you for joining the live.
Forza GTA.
Yeah, and we're gonna do a special for GTA 6. No, I'm just kidding. But looking forward for the next run of games. Borussia Dortmund and Newcastle are the big games for me. If we win those two, I don't give a shit about the others.
What did I remember? Red John and I bet something. The bet was who was going to get more goals and assists, Chukwueze or Berardi. What was the bet?
No, man, no chance. Red John is not a madman, man, to do that.
No, I swear we did that bet.
I don't believe
I can't
you,
remember what was the
not a madman.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe he did a bet who like Selemakers or Messias or
I think
Chukwueze.
no. I think we made the bet about Roma, but I don't remember the bet. Something like I don't remember. I don't.
Yeah, we did make a bet. It was something. I remember.
Man, if Red John doesn't remember, that means he's losing that bet. That's why he doesn't remember.
He was so sure.
If he was if
How
he
can
was
you
winning
bet
that bet, he will remind you, man, about that bet, boy.
Yeah, of course. Nah. I'm just messing around.
Anyway, Forza Milan, let's close the live. Ciao.
All right, have a good night.
Have a
Deuces.
good one.